hello to YouTube. And for the first time, we think hello to Facebook Live and to Twitch.
I'm worldwide. You need that.
You're what?
Worldwide.
We're worldwide. I got to turn your mic up, too.
Should see.
Stu Myrick, and from Fight Night, which usually you hear preceding our show on the Horn here in Austin, covering everything that is combat sports, the one and only Eddie Cross, chowing down some fine Whataburger chicken strips.
Yep.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. All right, so I'm doing some checking because, again, this is the first time we're doing Facebook Live and Twitch. So let's see if I have to do something or... All right, we know it's live on Facebook.
Are they the same company now? Is Facebook by Twitch?
No, I don't think so. You know, and let's see if we're live on YouTube. YouTube, yes, we're live on YouTube, and then finally on Twitch. Well, I guess I forgot to say what we're going. Oh yeah, I'm following it. Yeah. Let's see. There we are, I think. Yay! We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. As you can hear it probably off the phone. And on top of that, I believe if you go to the Horn Twitch at Horn ATX, you will see... Oops. Well, you might see us. I think it's supposed to happen. That they are hosting our stream. So, you know. So welcome to those that are watching on Horn ATX as well, since we are part of the Horn. So we're waiting on Justin because that's what we do. And I'm going to turn this down so we don't catch copyright stuff. And we are watching night one of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. We have seen Pete Dunne defeat Kushida, and now we are in the Gauntlet Eliminator match. And so far we've got 5 of the 6, although I think someone just got eliminated. I believe it was Leon Ruff. You also got Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Isaiah Swerve Scott, and Dexter Lumis has just come out to be creepy. They've got like a bunch of different. It's weird. And the winner gets Johnny Gargano tomorrow night for the North American title. So, but yes, right now, Dexter Lumis is throwing people around and being creepy. So, he is definitely different. He has been different. He's when he was Sam Shaw in TNA. And Eric Burns, thank you. Hello. So yeah, he was creepy then. You're going in 3. And now we get the face off Bronson Reed and Dexter Lumis. And of course the 6th man, L.A. Knight. The man formerly known as Eli Drake.
He's like, you gotta keep my gimmick.
Dummy, yeah.
3 syllables.
We love it. We're a big fan of L.A. Knight, just as we were with Eli Drake. So.
And then when I go home, following AEW on TNT.
Oh, I got to turn there. Got to do that too. There we go.
Following AEW on TNT tonight.
Yes.
Is the North American debut of One Championship MMA.
Yes, that's right. I saw that. I saw
Mouse Johnson making his hopefully fulfilling his destiny.
Well, and I got to watch AEW because Mike Tyson is returning to Dynamite.
That does not do anything for me at all.
I have a feeling they did it because they want to try to do something with, against.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's our guy. There's our guy. He's the best though. He's the best on the mic. He's fantastic. Meeting him, it was 2-3 years ago at one of the promotions around here. I forget, but he was Brandon Outlaw. They were in San Antonio, and he was there, and got an interview with him, and got a liner with him, and he was fantastic, and just absolute, just money on the mic. Always has been.
Wasn't LA Knight a brand of shoes? Like somehow,
yes,
a line of like British Knights
or LA Knights or something like that. Yeah, something like that. So
it's already gimmick infringement.
No, because it's LA Knight with a K. So, I guess that makes a difference.
I don't know. British Knights or with a K. I thought there was like an LA Knights.
It might be some sort of clothing line. Who knows? But oh, good Lord, Bronson Reed Cameron Grimes comes off top turnbuckle and runs into Bronson Reed's forearm.
Running into any part of Bronson Reed is a problem.
Say again?
Running into any part of Bronson Reed.
Yeah, that's not a easy deal. So Isaiah Swerve Scott. That's okay. I'm not worried about it. Oh Lord. Go away. There we go. I was checking something else. So, but anyway, and they've got fans inside the Capitol Wrestling Center. In fact, a few more fans than they've had for the weekly.
Those actual fans or are they, trainees?
No, they're actual fans. They've been letting actual fans into the NXT shows, and now they've got more actual fans in addition to the Thunderdome participants, which, to pull the curtain back a little bit, allegedly, these are not live Thunderdome. It is, they've taken, allegedly. Now, it seems like they're live, but they may have taped them. No, the people are live, yes. But the what you see on the screens there is they've taken it from Raw or SmackDown, whatever. It's a whole silly thing. So
I think we're saying like the people on the screens.
The people on the screens are not live, allegedly.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying.
Yes. LA Knight takes out Cameron Grimes. Or is that Loomis? Oh, it's Loomis. Oh, I thought he pinned Grimes for some reason. But yeah, Loomis is out. You see, I'm a little torn because obviously I'm a big fan of LA Knight. I'm also a big fan of Swerve. Having been his he's been eliminated. Darn. Isaiah Swerve Scott, formerly known as Shane Strickland. I was basically his ride whenever he would come down for Wrestle Circus.
What was he in Lucha Underground?
Killshot.
That's right.
Yes. He was Killshot.
I miss Lucha Underground.
I do too, although it was getting a little weird. And now Loomis is putting LA Knight to sleep.
It was always a little weird.
And he's petting him. That's just the creepiest thing. I mean, it's better creepy than The Fiend.
Yeah.
So, which by the way, as we do sometimes. One of our segments will not be recorded necessarily tonight because tomorrow morning I have an interview with none other than Alexa Bliss. And those of you that listen to this or have watched this, you know how I have felt about The Fiend and Alexa and all that stuff. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to get her in character or as herself. So we'll see how that goes. And if you think of a good question for me to ask her, Eddie has mentioned asking her about her pig. That would be a good if she is not in character. Chad Hastings from Shirts and Skins said I should ask her about who came up with the idea to pair her and The Fiend up.
Who came up with the idea to burn him?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess Vince.
But anyway, so if you think of a question, tweet at us. It's the easiest way, at SGTWATX. Use the hashtag #AskAlexa.
Now, as big of a fan as Justin is of The Fiend,
well, I don't know. He's not. I don't know if he's a big fan, but he tolerates it more than I do.
We'll call him a fan. He should come up with something good for you.
Yeah. So, speaking of Justin, he should be here by now. I don't know why he's not here yet. So.
Gee, I don't know. Just gonna continue doing what I'm doing.
Just we're watching. Like I said, we're watching. So we are down to Swerve, Cameron Grimes, and Bronson Reed. Oh, that was nice. Oh, there was one of those beautiful kick moves. There's Justin.
Speak to the devil.
That Swerve does. Grimes had the tights, and now Swerve has the tights, and now Grimes has been pinned. So now it's down to Bronson Reed and Isaiah Swerve Scott.
As a reminder, the winner of this gets a North American title match.
Yes,
tomorrow, right?
The winner gets a North American title match against Johnny Gargano tomorrow night at night 2 of Stand and Deliver, which we will talk about. Hi, Justin.
It's funny because I was eating in the car right now, too. I had tacos, and then my clumsy ass spilled it.
Where's tacos from?
That is not a driving food.
No, it is not, because mine were beef steak, and, crumbly little bits with the onion.
Really?
Sorry, cebolla.
Where'd you get them from?
They were actually left over from last night. I got them from El Taco Vilo.
Okay.
Which has
nice
multiple locations, but I got it at the OG off of Runberg, North Lamar.
Okay. All right. Sure.
It's next to the HEB.
Okay.
Sure.
Never had it. They're open like super late, like at
Are they?
Yeah, like on Fridays and Saturdays, like at 4 or 5 a.m.
You said Runberg and Lamar?
Yeah.
I haven't been to Runberg and Lamar in forever.
No. I mean, I completely understand.
I just pass by there during the day, and that's enough.
I mean, if you're not from Austin, I understand if you don't understand what we're getting at. But, yeah, it can be quite the busy part of town, too.
Yes, it can be. Yeah. Sometimes for not necessarily the right reasons.
But I mean,
Korean place right on there, too.
Yeah.
I had actually a former boss of mine had a house on Georgian, which is not too far from that corner.
I was going to say, that's
right
pretty
off
close.
Of Runberg. And he always talked about, waking up in the morning and seeing ladies of the night returning to their abodes,
They should just legalize the profession. But that's my take.
That's another discussion for another night. So tonight we will do preview WrestleMania. We're doing a watch along for NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver night 1. What?
A little bit of a gong show,
and we'll preview night 2.
So who's wrestling right now that just almost got the pin with that amazing move?
That'd be Isaiah Swerve Scott on Bronson Reed.
I'm not used to seeing him in the long tights.
We're down to the last 2 in the Gauntlet Eliminator match.
Oh.
But I haven't seen a whole lot of NXT recently.
I catch enough of it, and plus I do watch the ups and downs from Gareth Morgan at What Culture to at least keep up with it. Because I'm usually watching AEW Dynamite.
I'm just like, you're all over it.
Well, you don't have a DVR, right?
Do what?
You have a DVR?
Yeah, I have YouTube Live or YouTube TV.
Oh,
so yeah, I'm DVRing.
You just watch the whole thing DVR'd?
Sometimes I do.
Man,
Sometimes I'll catch the highlights.
sometimes that's my best part of the week is fast forwarding through wrestling shows.
Yeah, that's true. You got to do that with Raw and
Just get
SmackDown
the big
sometimes.
hits.
It will definitely make it more tolerable.
Yeah.
It will. It will.
Especially
So
now it's going to be every night of the week.
yes, this is the final night for a while, for at least for a while, that the Wednesday night wars will be a thing
You know,
because NXT moves to Tuesdays next week,
I actually missed Impact last night.
and Impact moves to Thursdays
I'm
next
like,
week.
why did they pick? Are they just off this week?
No, they aired last night. Or did they?
They didn't show up on my DVR.
They didn't?
No.
I think they aired.
I was like, today they needed to air.
I think so.
This is definitely not the week you want to make the move.
You know, so I don't know.
It's possible my AT&T TV, screwed me over.
You know, I used to have
Just had a
it
mishap.
used to be called Uverse. I had Uverse forever. I had to get rid of it because they got rid of NFL Network. So
But now it won't matter,
why?
right? Because ESPN's still going to get like that new streaming package with the NFL.
They get Sunday Ticket. Yes, I think they're going to run Sunday Ticket. Bronson Reed gets the win.
Oh wow!
So it'll be Bronson Reed taking the pin from Johnny Gargano tomorrow night.
Man, just bury him before he even gets the chance.
I don't want to bury him, but I get the feeling they're going to keep the title on Gargano for a while. Well, let's not talk about it now. Let's get going with the show
Let's do that.
and go from there. So, and it's and again, we were up to like 10 viewers. So
wow.
hey, cool. So yeah,
Was I the one that ruined it? Sorry, y'all.
that's it. It's your
Talk to you with
fault.
your mask on.
It's your fault. All right, here we go. Oh, and for those of you on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, I have to mute when we do the rejoins so we don't get in trouble with the copyright police.
Yeah, I was going to ask how that's supposed to work with Twitch because I know they're super stringent on music.
I can mute it on the streamer.
Oh, on the Twitch stream itself.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm
Yeah.
just curious because I'm going to have to try to do this at some point myself too.
Yeah. So here we go. I mean, we can do the intro because the intro's our music, but rest of it. Oh, they're speaking of Johnny Gargano. All right, here we go.
Hi, gang. Mean Gene Okerlund, and you're listening to the Sports Guys, talking wrestling of all things. Oh, my.
When they're not covering the sports world, they're talking about the world of professional wrestling.
It's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
Now, with Justin Simmons, here's Stu Myrick.
It is Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on WrestleMania week on the horn here. Stu Myrick, Justin the Smash Simmons, and joining us, as he usually does with WrestleMania, it is our good friend. I know, yes, I'm looking for the clip. Where is it? Where to go?
Be ready.
I know it's supposed to be ready.
It's
You know,
live, pal.
I get busy.
live.
Where'd it go? I had it.
I can do it.
Anyway,
Eddie
Eddie
Cross.
Cross. There we go. We'll do it. There we go. Hey, that way.
That was good.
Very
That was
good.
good. That should be your new.
From Fight Night.
You're gonna have to cut that and save it.
We will. We might have to do that. I may have to do that. So Eddie Cross from Fight Night joining us as he usually does. He usually joins us every year for WrestleMania.
Yeah,
don't
glad
you?
to be here.
He's
So-
like our big time Freebird when the big time moments show up. WrestleMania, Survivor Series.
That's right.
He's
we're
the one
now
that-
the Freebirds. We're the New Day.
And this is like the
Your
only time
favorite
I
trio?
have to get all my annoyances at the wrestling world off my chest.
That's right.
I had no one else to talk to.
That's right. So,
But now you have all the new people on Twitch.
yes, and
boy.
yeah, for those of you listening on the horn, we're recording this on Wednesday night, and we are on Twitch on our own stream at SGTW just like our Twitter handle.
All the letters.
It is, but it's shorter than Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, which apparently is shorter, which is too long to use as a handle. But yeah, so the horn went on Twitch with the weekday shows. We're going on Twitch, and I think we're actually streaming right now on the horn's channel. They host our feed, however that works.
Lord help them.
Yes. Hey, did you see Trey Elling today?
No.
He had the camera right on the microphone.
I was gonna
You could look up his nose. It was awful.
Everybody had different views, so it's like we're still trying to figure all this stuff out. It's going to be an
it was bad.
adventure.
But anyway, so we're also on Facebook Live as well as in YouTube. We've been doing YouTube for quite some time now. So, and we're actually watching night 1 of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. Bronson Reed just won the Gauntlet Eliminator, so he will go to tomorrow night to challenge Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American title. So congratulations to him.
When you were rolling that intro, Eddie was all excited. He's like pointing at the TV
Yes.
because the next match is going to be a thriller. We think.
Yeah, the match coming up, Tommaso Ciampa challenging Volta for the NXT United Kingdom Championship.
Walter's my man.
Is it just me, or is WrestleMania week, no matter how bad Raw can be, just kind of like lightens my spirits a little bit? Like I'm all giddy, I'm all happy.
So big thanks to John Alba from Spectrum Sports 360 in Orlando, Tampa area, and he also does Living the Gimmick podcast for joining me last week. So this is something that we talked about. I want to pose it to you guys. As far as WrestleMania goes, it looks like a good card. It's not the greatest, but it's good. The build to it, though, has been at best paint by numbers and probably one of the worst builds you can think of.
You can really tell they worked their way backwards. They decided which matches they wanted and like, how do we do this? But they didn't ask, how do we do it well?
Well, and in my view, it looks like Vince woke up like on March 1st and realized, oh my God, we got to book WrestleMania.
It's like buying the Christmas presents the week before.
I mean, they have thrown some stuff together that has been not good. We'll get into it. Let's get into it.
At some point, he said, "There's way too many black people with belts. We got to break up the Hurt Business."
And I'm gonna get into that. Why they did that, I'll never know.
And from what I saw,
It's
them
awful.
asking him to change his mind or disputing it made him even more solid in the fact that he wanted to break him up.
Stupid.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I was going to say that was one of the best factions they have had in years.
Yes.
Years. So dominant. Loved watching them. But the one thing I can say about that has been the positive is at least all of them have remained on TV and like a solid fixture for right now.
Yeah.
But this will also give a chance for Benjamin and Alexander to see if they can kind of do something away from the Hurt Business and see
I
if they
think
can
we
build
already
their own
kind of
thing.
knew the answer to that.
Yeah, I think the answer is going to be no. We'll see them if you watch main event.
They're going to be in a corner with Ricochet.
Yeah, they're going to be in
Possibly.
catering. Yeah, exactly.
Possibly.
I hate to say that because Shelton Benjamin is one of the best in the ring. Cedric too.
But
Followed him from his days in Ring of Honor.
But maybe they can join up with Ali. He's got nothing going on now.
If you put those two with Ricochet and Ali and turn them off heel, I'm all for it.
Just don't put masks on him. Let's not make it a new Retribution.
No matter.
Let's kill that for once. So, Imperium.
I love the music.
I know it's good music. All right, so WrestleMania, Saturday and Sunday, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, on Peacock.
Ugh.
If you're in the United States, if you are outside of the United States, you still get WWE Network.
Listen, so I heard that at least for now, Peacock won't have a start from the beginning option. So if you turn it on,
I don't think
you
so,
better
but
get
they
there
do
at the
have the backup 10 seconds or whatever. So you can hit that because I was using that last night during Hall of Fame, and it was.
But do you have to
worked.
start?
So it's kind of neat.
Do you have to start from when it starts and you're able to use that? Or
I-
can you jump in like
I
late?
haven't played with it
I think
enough.
you have to jump in whenever, just whatever time
yeah,
it is.
you jump in wherever
You
it's
jump in live.
Yeah. So
But can you go back? Some wouldn't let you go back, like Hulu and other things.
I don't know. I haven't played with it enough. So
You
2
think they'll have this
nights.
figured out by now.
We got 2 nights again, but at least this time it's at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa.
Interesting.
Expecting, I think, 22 to 25,000 fans.
So it's going to be less than the fans at the ballpark in Arlington.
No, there was more than that, right? There was
Yeah,
what 30,
was like 40, I
38?
thought.
Was it sold out?
I think so.
They ran.
There was
yeah,
like
they ran close to
40,000
full.
something, right?
Yeah, sold
That's
out
what I'm saying.
for the
There's going to
Rangers.
be less fans at WrestleMania.
There's less fans at WrestleMania than at Super Bowl.
Sounds like there will be as many fans at WrestleMania as there will be at the first UFC with fans back
There you go.
in Jacksonville.
You're gonna miss.
But
Fight
at
Island.
least there'll be live fans. This will be the first WWE event with live in-person fans in attendance, which is also going to be interesting.
You got to
because
qualify that.
Well, they won't be on screens. They'll
A
actually
number
be
of
in
fans.
attendance.
Yeah, like aren't there fans at the Capitol Wrestling Center right now?
As there are fans at Capitol Wrestling.
There's
there's like people.
a dozen.
There's actual people there.
Yeah, there's like maybe 2 dozen.
I'd say a few more than that because they got some behind the commentary desk and everything. So, but still, there will be
Walter's intangible, unbeatable.
It's gonna be a
All right, so
banger of a match.
let's start with night 1. So night 1, Saturday night. Cesaro, Seth Rollins. Again, great match. Should be a fantastic match. The build coming out of absolutely nowhere. So,
As far as the things that they've thrown together, I think they did this one well.
Yeah.
because there's not much, Tyler Black and Claudio what do you say his last name? There, it's not hard to build this one because they're 2 great wrestlers.
Oh, they played so well into Seth Rollins' ego, and I'm not a fan of anyone named Seth. I hate that name.
Yeah, I know you do. That's hilarious.
Also, he killed Sting and he knocked up Becky Lynch. So
That's right.
Just ruining wrestling. Left
At least
and right.
Sting ended up in AEW.
Right.
Did you see they're doing the Surfer Sting T-shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees?
I did not see
It's
that.
about time.
Oh, and on Shop AEW.
Nice.
Oh, I've already ordered mine. Believe me.
No, but the way they played into his ego
Yes.
to kind of ramp this up really quickly, and with the 20 swings each
Yes,
time,
absolutely.
they've actually done that one pretty decently.
That was. If Seth could just wrestle in one of those suits he wears,
Oh man, he has gone all out.
that has been at the Hall of Fame. He wore a suit with nothing but flames on it.
Wow.
Are you gonna think it's
So.
funny, coming from me, that I'm the one that actually dislikes his suits?
No,
Yeah, I think that's kinda
no,
weird.
no, actually no, because you want like style with the thing and the thing.
You want Hurt Business
His
style?
is just
Yeah.
his is just loud, outlandish.
See, but
His is South Congress style.
Remember,
You want Domain style.
and the pictures behind us. Mick Foley at the 2017 Professional Wrestling Hall of
that
Fame.
was expected.
Okay, so Seth Rollins has kind of picked that up a little bit.
Yeah, I suppose. I being the fashion plate
You
of
are
the
the fashion
show,
plate.
it's just like I don't understand it. Maybe I'm just jealous because I can't buy a suit that way off the rack.
Oh,
I would
I
have
bet
to
we
get.
can find it.
It's just those type
Yeah,
of
you have to
suits
get
cost
that.
so much money for what they are. It's
Oh,
not
absolutely.
worth it.
Well, a couple years ago we had a sponsorship deal with the place in the Domain.
That's right.
Oh
That's
yeah.
right.
They will not be named now since they're not.
Anyway,
I got one
who you
piece about
picking?
it.
Justin, who you picking?
Oh, Cesaro.
You're picking Cesaro. Okay, I'm going.
I think
Seth.
it's his time.
I'm also taking Cesaro because it is his
Okay.
time. And it's
I
one thing-
agree.
It's one
but
thing the WWE has realized in this pandemic is that they need more stars.
I agree, but they've never done Cesaro right. I'm not going to give him credit now.
That's a good point too, though.
So that's why I'm going with Seth.
But we're going to talk about the build probably the entire evening. The one thing I will say about the WWE's build to WrestleMania this year is that it was totally expected because the last few builds to WrestleMania haven't necessarily been exciting before. I think we've had the same talk almost in the last 5 years we've done this show for almost every WrestleMania prior.
Well, not only was this not exciting though, like I said, it felt rushed.
Oh yeah.
It felt like they got out of Fastlane and like, oh darn, we got to start putting matches
But
together.
I also feel that all will be forgiven when the big time comes.
We'll
because
see.
that's just
I
how it
wanna-
usually goes.
I want to
Come
blame
on, we
a lot
got-
on COVID, but come on.
We got a bunch of matches.
been a year.
So come on. Tag team turmoil. The winner will get a shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team titles on night 2. So the tag teams right now, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. I love Asuka's name for them, Sexy Muscle Friends. The Riot Squad. Natalia and Tamina.
That's such a
and
Japanese cartoon name.
I know. And Lana and Naomi. Now,
I think they call it anime.
there is a rumor going around because somebody in WWE released some sort of promo material early, and it also showed Carmella and Billy Kay.
Billy Kay.
So they might be in it. Not that it matters.
Don't get me started on
Wait.
the Iconics and how upset I still am about that.
Yeah,
But
still
I'm all
stupid.
for more Billy Kay on the TV screen.
Yeah,
I'm all for more Billy Kay.
I also
We
like
know
what
they
they're doing
won't
with
win.
Carmella.
I'll be honest. I think I'm going to go with Lana and Naomi.
Ooh, interesting pick.
It's a. I'll be honest. This is a crapshoot because Shayna and Nia have beat all these teams multiple times.
Right.
So this is kind of like, okay. I hate to say it. This is going to be the popcorn match.
Now, on that note, I am going to go with, as you called them, the sexy muscle friends.
All right.
Because Vince loves hot blondes, and they've been waiting for Mandy to break out and be a star.
That's
so
good
they're
one.
gonna force it somehow.
They really tried to build her up pretty strongly right before the pandemic with all those promos and stuff, and then they never really did anything with her.
And the whole Otis thing.
Yeah.
Right. I know. Well, the whole Otis is a
they
whole
broke up
nother-
heavy machinery for nothing.
Yeah.
Don't get me started again. Vince. God.
I know. Justin, who you
Natalia
going
and
with?
Tamina.
You're going Natalia and Tamina. Okay. Nobody meaner than Tamina.
They were so passionate in their promo.
She's got a great,
Okay.
such great song.
So
That too.
Are they even trying?
until
They
Monday
even
night,
tried.
it was going to be Bad Bunny taking on Miz.
Hey.
Monday
Whoa.
night on Raw, Miz and Morrison throw paint, quote unquote, on Bad Bunny's $3 million Bugatti.
That hurt to watch.
The Bugatti.
It had to be spaghetti sauce.
I mean, yeah, but still.
So now it's going to be a tag match, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest against Miz and Morrison.
I've literally been waiting a month for them to say this is a tag match because it would be so stupid otherwise.
Yeah, look, Bad Bunny apparently has been training hard in the Performance Center and is doing a fantastic job of
That's
training.
great.
I'll give him credit for that.
But you know how many wrestlers have not had a solo shot at WrestleMania?
I know.
If they're going to come in
But-
2 months.
And we got to talk about that
Even
here in a
Ronda
little bit.
Rousey didn't get a solo shot her first time.
I know, but this is what WrestleMania is about. It's about inserting these type of celebrities
No,
into a position.
Ronda
all the
was
time.
this type of celebrity, and she ended up in a tag match.
Right.
But
I'm going with Bad Bunny and Damian
Oh,
Priest.
yeah.
By the way,
Oh,
it was
yes.
Los Boricuas.
I got reminded it was 3 or 4 years ago that the gentleman now known as Damian Priest, then he was Punishment Martinez. He and I were hanging out at Supercard of Honor in New Orleans. I think it was New Orleans. So that had been 3 years ago. So
Nice.
he looked clean. He had a nice white suit, looked fantastic.
That was also one of the great names, too.
may I say?
Punishment Martinez.
Are you
that
going with
is a
Bad
great
Bunny?
name.
And-
Yes.
Are you going with Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Seriously.
That was that. You're right. That was a great name. I was just gonna say
It was a great gimmick.
I
too.
already assumed that this was a tag match before they put it together. I was like, "What? This wasn't a tag match already?"
I know. I think most everybody expected.
And the way that they made it a tag match made even less sense than it being a singles match.
Exactly. You
it
would think
did.
there'd be more on the line as a singles match as opposed to having a tag match.
They should have had the car on the line.
That would have been cool.
Ah!
That would have been cool.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Why
am I?
all I think of is
Vince, we're right here.
who was it?
He
Was
would
it
just fire me.
Carrie or Kevin getting like a Lincoln Continental from one of the Dallas dealerships and the Freebirds smashing out the windows at the what was it? I think it was Texas Stadium.
You are an encyclopedia.
I try.
Encyclopedias do.
In a steel cage match.
Ah.
Good God. Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon.
Man, I've been looking forward to this match all week long, guys.
You
Well,
are
you
Did I really sell that?
You are a sick individual.
Well, you know Shane's gonna do something crazy and damn near break his back.
I'm gonna say because this match is probably the most horribly panned match.
Ugh, yeah.
I'm going Shane.
Oh.
I think Shane's going to find a way. They're going to do something because it's Shane. It's just gnawing at me. I want to pick Braun, but something just tells me maybe it's the thing with Miz a couple years ago. You know, Miz was supposed to win that, and Shane McMahon gets the win instead. So I'm going to go Shane. I pray I am wrong.
They're billing this as Braun versus Brains.
Stupid. Braun is not stupid. This match and this build is stupid.
It's hard to even just pretend that he's been bullied. Are you kidding me? Anyone who would say anything about a guy that looks like that says it behind his back where he definitely can't hear it.
For
Okay?
sure. They say it on Twitter, far, far away, in the safe
I get you.
confines
Yeah.
of their
Yes.
armchairs.
But you're
Exactly.
You're seriously
Well,
going
that's we call them keyboard gangsters.
Yeah.
You're going Braun.
Braun.
You're
I'm
going
gonna go Shane.
You're going to go Shane.
Saying Shane's coming off the top of that cage somehow. The
Oh
question
yeah.
is-
Shane will do some sort of
The
daredevil.
question is which direction.
We'll see.
More
'Cause if he
We'll
goes
see.
outside,
Do you think
his feet are going to land on the floor somehow.
Do you think this will be our last Shane McMahon WrestleMania moment?
God, I hope so.
I mean, he's getting up there,
I hope
He
so.
is getting up there.
but it's professional wrestling. You can do this forever.
His last couple jumps from the ropes onto
Yeah,
this
I hope
the
so.
desk haven't
Worst
been great.
punch. Bad Bunny has better punches than Shane McMahon.
Ooh. Now I got to get a side by side comparison.
He's
I was
Puerto
going to say,
He's
prove I'm
Puerto
wrong.
Rican, okay? Mean
Prove
streets
I'm
of,
wrong.
Greenwich.
for the Raw Tag Team titles, New Day taking on AJ Styles and Omos.
AJ and Omos.
I got the odds. I saw the betting odds as of Monday from BetOnline AG, and I think they had AJ and Omos picked or favored. In fact, I think they have most of the titles changing hands.
That sounds about right.
I'll have to look at it here in a second. I'm going with AJ and Omos. Just because.
Same.
I think
You're
they're going
going-
to stay with the New Day,
Ooh.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
but this is going to end like via disqualification or something,
yeah, it could be that.
like where Almost gets a little bit of a push here just to kind of introduce him on the big stage. This is a big moment for him, though.
It's huge.
The match that could possibly become the main event for night one. Sasha Banks defending the SmackDown Women's title against Bianca Belair.
Here we
This
go.
one, I don't know which way to go.
Again, perfect match. Great match. Should be a fantastic match. The build has been lacking, quite honestly.
It hasn't been as bad
There
as
has-
some
they
other
had-
stuff.
It hadn't been as bad as some of the others, but there's still this whole rookie thing. It's like,
I actually
come
like
on.
that part of it, but the whole thing with Reginald, that part
Yeah,
kind of
that
annoys
was
me.
stupid. That was
Yeah.
stupid. I'm going Bianca on this one.
Yeah, I think this is if you're gonna have this match, she has to win it. I think they're really
Yeah.
pushing for her to be that next generation superstar. We are kind of in flux right now when you really think about it. A lot of the performers have been around for 5-7 years, almost a decade, and this is when some of them start getting a little slower, can't take the bumps as
But
easily.
what did they do to Rhea Ripley last year?
You're right. They didn't necessarily utilize her the way that many expected.
Yeah. And can you really have Sasha lose a belt at another WrestleMania? We might not see her for another year.
See,
That's
that's
true.
true. I agree.
So I'm taking Sasha.
You're going to take
Banks.
Sasha. All right.
I mean, they can't.
By hook or by crook.
Bye.
That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
She's gonna cheat to win. Maybe she'll drop the belt in a week or two.
You
You know,
convince-
Bailey's not booked for WrestleMania. Maybe we see the reunion of Bailey and Sasha.
Maybe.
I will take Banks now. I've been convinced.
Oh, hey, look at that.
So,
That sounds plausible.
by the way,
Eddie Cross changing hearts and minds.
Walter and
Saving
Ciampa,
souls.
Tommy Ciampa still just pounding each other.
If Ciampa wins, I'm definitely gonna be tuning in to NXT.
Oh my
UK.
God! See him with the NXT UK title, and then for the WWE Championship in what could be the first match of night one, Bobby Lashley defending against Drew McIntyre.
This
Now,
one's pretty easy.
may I ask, does this make the Universal title more important or less important by being defended on night one?
I thought that was weird too.
See, and this is the problem with having two world titles.
Yeah.
Because, it's, they seem to have elevated the Universal title. They won't say it, but the Universal title, you look who's held it: Brock, Seth, some of the others, now Roman. So it seems like the Universal title is the top title.
Yeah.
But the WWE Championship has the lineage.
It's always been the top.
That's
title.
the one that Buddy Rogers held. That's the one that,
Hogan held.
That Bruno held, and Iron Sheik, and Backlund, and Hogan, and Brett, and all of them. Andre
For 2 seconds.
for 2 seconds before he got stripped.
Oh.
I'm going.
No.
Drew's been on our show twice. We've had lovely conversations, so I'm going with Drew.
Well, and we basically know that they want to give him his moment in the sun.
Yes, this could make up. He did not get the moment last year when he beat Brock, so this might be his make good.
The problem is, I don't like Drew as a face.
That's understandable.
I mean, I like
I've
the
heard
kilt
people,
and the sword,
Yeah,
but
I've heard that.
Gotta sell
I'm
something.
okay with him as a face. He can do either.
bring back the long.
He can be a badass face.
bring back the black leather trench coat, and just the kick-ass style, and just not so Mr. 80s wrestling goody two shoes guy.
See, now the WWE.
Well, he's not necessarily 80s, goody two shoes though.
He's leaning towards there.
He's leaning towards
It's
it, but
going
he's
much
still
more than
got
the other
he's still got kind of the edge to him.
He's
so,
fiery babyface.
It's,
You know,
Yeah,
he's got the. You know.
I'm with
It's
Eddie on
mild.
this. I'm
It's
with
mild.
Eddie. It's a little.
So who
80s.
you picking?
Jeez, I'm gonna say McIntyre. Two things. One, I thought Andre had sold the belt to $1 Million Man.
He did.
And so he didn't get it stripped. $1 Million Man had it stripped, right? And then,
That's true.
and then, what about we see Daniel Cormier? Is that possible? I heard there was a shout out. There maybe was a bit of a call out.
Well,
that was Roman
that was
Reigns.
Roman.
Yeah. Do you still think that we?
Wrong.
might
Well,
see
let's
angry
get
guy
to
with the beard.
let's get to night 2 first.
But he could interfere in this match
Nah, he's got no reason
Why?
to interfere in this match.
because he has the MMA background.
So
Well, I mean,
he was
if-
calling out Roman.
Bobby
He wasn't
Lashley had
calling
like
out
3
Drew.
fights. Yeah,
And besides,
and
Bobby
the whole
fights
thing was with
for
Roman.
Bellator's, right?
Yeah.
He's still with Bellator, right?
He's probably still under contract. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it would make no
that
sense.
would make no sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I get you. I get what you're saying.
I'm
It was a
trying.
good try, but even I know he's with Bellator.
Now, if
Ryan Bader, watch out.
he fights Friday,
He does. Who's he fight?
Lyoto Machida
That's right.
in the first round of the light heavyweight Grand Prix.
He was a great guy to talk to. I
Yeah.
talked to him in Miami for Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl?
because I fed you guys the
Super Bowl stews everywhere.
Yeah. So
But
Anyway,
maybe
so-
the Hurt Business somehow causes Bobby to lose the belts.
that would be appropriate.
yeah, I get to see Cedric or Shelton
Yeah.
come out and and mess something up.
Watch it be MVP
beat
himself.
up MVP or something.
Now, what would make me feel good if somehow the whole breaking up of the Hurt Business was a big swerve,
That
and then
Then it's kind of like, okay, why?
Cedric and Shelton come to the ring, and McIntyre thinks they're there to jump Lashley, but somehow they sneakily cause Drew to lose.
Again, then I'm going.
Then I would be
Why?
I would actually be shocked.
I'd be okay.
Yeah.
But I'm going. You had to go. You had to do that. You're overbooking the match.
Well, they've already got Bobby supposedly thinking that he needs someone to take McIntyre out for him to win. So
Which
it would make
which
sense
is
that
the
we
whole
would
reason
have
they
his guys.
kicked Cedric and Shelton out because they couldn't get the job done.
Right. But the whole thing is just a big swerve.
Might be.
Okay, I'm just thinking because that would surprise me, and I
It's-
would like to be surprised.
I'm not going to say that wouldn't be the first time we've seen that in professional
Right.
wrestling. It would be very Freeberg-esque. It would be very Horseman-esque,
That's true.
where they had self-sabotaged themselves only to turn on what was
And
it,
the more
Dusty
The more you say that, the more it makes me feel like it's
Or
never going
Sting.
to happen.
or Sting, right?
Yeah, or
okay.
Sting.
Because that's too much
So-
thought.
Okay, so I paused the recording because I want to break a little bit here
Sorry, we're going
before we go to no, because I want to go. We'll get to night 2, but we'll do night 2, which might be part of the second segment after Alexa, or it may be the whole segment if I don't get Alexa. So we'll do
that's
a quick
right,
break.
Alexa. So many of you.
Did Walter retain?
Oh,
I can't hear it.
looks like
Is it?
Yeah,
are
I
they,
hear
You hear
his
the
music.
Imperium? Okay, so it's Volta. And Volta
really would love to see
retains
Ciampa.
the NXT United Kingdom Championship. Hell of a match. From what we saw, it was it's what you expect from Volta and Tommy Chompers.
Really wanted to see Ciampa in UK.
That would have been interesting.
I want to see these highlights. Hey, can I move your cup just out of the way for just for a moment? I just want to see what happened. Oh, okay.
He tried to do the chop and chop the table, chop the announce desk.
Judo chop style, huh? Ciampa was attacking the hands and fingers the entire
Yeah.
match.
Pete Dunne did that.
Yeah.
What is it with British? He said for Ciampa. What is it with British guys and fingers?
Well,
Pete Dunne was doing that to Kushida earlier.
When,
Marty Scurll
Yeah.
done it.
it's all about joint
Nick
manipulation.
Aldis has done it.
It's just their style.
I guess so.
And it's effective, especially against a guy like Walter. You know, he's known for his hands and his strength in his hands. So
Oh,
if you can
dear
take that
Lord.
away, okay. Exploder
Did you see
suplex.
that? With Ciampa's neck problems?
that cannot be how he pinned him
Oh, that's it.
with the chop.
Well, the exploder suplex and then the chop.
Right, but when's the last time you saw someone get pinned right after a chop?
It's Volta.
It is Walter.
I mean, the size
And
discrepancy.
there's the rest of
between the two.
Imperium to pay tribute to
Now,
their leader.
Are they ever going to get Killian Dane on their side?
No, because Killian's with Drake Maverick, Rockstar Spud.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Great for him to turn.
Night 2, Sunday night. Back at Raymond James Stadium. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. By the way, both nights, there is a pre-show, but it's only 1 hour.
Thankfully.
And allegedly,
Like, how much do you need?
For real.
allegedly there are no pre-show matches.
They're all on SmackDown.
Because, yeah, they're all on SmackDown. We'll get to that. And there's Presley.
Okay, so
This is Presley. This is Taya Valkyrie's dog.
that was my guess.
Yes. Except I guess she's not going to be Taya Valkyrie.
Frankie
She's going to
now.
be Frankie something.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's her name now?
I guess it's Frankie.
I figure there's only one woman that they had worth this kind of promotion.
Frankie Monet. Okay. So apparently that's going to be Taya Valkyrie's new.
Can we call her Count?
Ha 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 ha!
Count de Monet.
That's fantastic. Oh, that's beautiful. So
Showing my age there.
yeah. All right. So night 2,
Frankie Money.
Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, the feud that will never end.
I kind of want
But I'm
Sammy
okay
to
with
win
that.
this one.
I'm kind of okay. You want what?
I kind of want Sammy to win.
Yeah, he needs to win.
It's dang.
And because I want him to win, he probably won't.
I know, but he's been so entertaining this
Yeah.
entire time. And he not only just does it with his wrestling in the ring, he's always had that, but his character work has
The
been
whole
so
It
good.
has.
And how will Logan Paul factor into this?
I'm interested.
Ooh.
I have to admit.
Now I think I had to have John Alba explain to me who Logan Paul is, and I did find out. So
You remember
we
Jackass, right?
know. Yeah,
Yeah, basically the same.
yeah. So
But he gets
and
the
apparently
views.
he's gonna be in boxing. He's gonna box somebody.
One of them, is it him or his brother who was going to fight Ben
Yeah,
Askren?
So
Former
anyway,
Bellator and one champ.
I'm gonna go KO, knowing that I will probably be wrong. You're going Sammy.
I'm going to write down Sammy
Oh, yeah.
because I
You're
want
going
it.
Sammy.
Yep.
Okay.
You're going Sammy.
Yeah.
But,
And we got the tag match coming up
But
with
like you
our
s-
boys, MSK, formerly known as the Rascals.
But like you were saying before, this is like the internal battle that never ends.
Yes.
But this is the beauty of professional wrestling is that this story continues
Oh,
because
absolutely.
it has gone through multiple federations.
And this is one of the exceptions, because this one you can pick up with just a couple weeks and build it. It doesn't need much build.
Right.
So this is one of the exceptions.
But
The
I
rest
felt-
of the card,
I felt you can get the same thing with Cesaro and Rollins though. Like they have that similar history from ROH.
yeah,
But
I
that
guess
history isn't as well known to the WWE audience.
that's
Like
true.
Sami Zayn and KO is.
Oh yes, definitely, and I'm glad that they start playing into that here recently.
But because
Now,
those
if
two
Sami Zayn
have
showed
worked
up
so
in
much.
the El Generico mask, oh, that would be fantastic. But that won't happen. Okay. I was a big fan of Apollo Crews. He's turned heel. He's doing this, Nigerian royalty, whatever.
I'd be okay with that part, but the accent, man,
The accent is god awful.
it comes in and out. It's not well done.
And now,
And
There's-
just finding out recently
there's
that
our
I'm
guys.
Nigerian, it kind of insults me.
Nash Carter and Wes Lee, formerly known as Zachary Wentz and Desmond Xavier. We spent several late nights with Desmond,
Yeah.
both here in Austin. Des and I
How red were
survived.
Your eyes?
Oh, good Lord. Well, and in fact, Des and I did the Mania After Mania show in Orlando with Wrestle Circus and Wrestling Revolver.
Oh wow.
We were there together. We introduced these two and Trey Miguel to Whataburger one night after a Wrestle Circus show. In fact, I owe both those guys some spicy ketchup. So now the match in a Nigerian drum match. Basically, it's a no holds barred match. Big E
Oh.
defending the Intercontinental title against Apollo Crews.
Now, may I just say real quick, would we have all been more impressed if it was like a drum like Big Bertha, about that size, and whoever went through the drum first lost the match?
yes,
Oh,
yes,
I
that'd
was
be
guessing
great.
it was more like a four corners match where there's like a drum in each corner.
Ooh, that
And
hit
also
their
would
head.
work.
No,
off each
yeah,
one.
you have to put their head in it,
Yeah.
not just tap it.
Yeah.
That'd be great too.
I would watch that too.
Like a like
I'm-
3
Eddie,
4 foot
you
conga.
missed your calling in life. You should have been like a Booker guy.
You're right.
I'm going to go Apollo here, just because they seem to be building towards that.
Same.
I'm going Apollo.
You think that Big E's going to lose on the grandest stage?
I hope he wouldn't, but
Again,
something tells me.
by hook or by crook.
Something tells me.
I want to go Big E.
You go. I'll be happy.
I think he retains.
I'll be happy if Big E retains, but I think.
I mean, because they broke up the New Day. There's got to be a reason.
Yeah, unless
Lord knows someone can't be a champion without 2 friends behind him.
That's true.
That can never happen.
That's true.
Unless if he loses here, that means that he's going to get in line for the big push.
That's also a possibility, and we've heard that. We've heard people wishing that.
I mean, he has everything.
I would be thrilled to see him get a Universal title shot.
Right. Same way Bobby Lashley lost the U.S. title, then immediately won the WWE title. Maybe.
Speaking of the U.S. title, Riddle.
Bro. I really forgot what I was going to say about him.
Yeah.
Honestly.
One of the funniest things in like the last year in wrestling was him talking to MVP about some other business deal, and MVP insulted him, and he just goes, "Oh."
Yes.
I fell off my couch. It was just so random and perfect.
You know, I was reading through the internet, and they said that Vince actually thought that when he forgot his lines was one of the most hilarious things.
Yes.
He just naturally just has that factor.
I forgot what I was supposed to say and just scoots off. So.
Yeah. Leaving Asuka there, they're trying to be like, huh? And she, you know, give her credit. She did her part too.
Yeah, she played it off like she's supposed to. I'm going to go Sheamus.
I'm also going Sheamus.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, I just have to ask.
It's the way that the build has been going.
Yeah.
It seems like Sheamus is in line for this to happen for him.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's just from what I see.
Those matches against Drew McIntyre have been a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, they've been fantastic.
But I still think that they have too much invested in Riddle right now, and they really don't have a spot for him at the main table, especially if there's a possibility of a guy. I just don't see him being in the upper echelon just yet.
Oh, don't get me wrong. He's going to get it back. I just think
the
way that they're giving Drew McIntyre his moment, I think they're going to do the same for Sheamus.
So you're going Riddle?
I'm staying with Riddle, though.
Okay.
I think
that
chase
one
is more fun.
I could see Riddle retaining, but I just,
I haven't seen...
Again, by hook or by crook.
By hook or by crook.
I just haven't seen a competitor that looks to be a real threat to him.
Also, Sheamus is bringing back the Mohawk.
That's true. Allegedly, he's going to come back with Mohawk, so
and the braids.
That'd be cool.
Wow.
The Captain Lou Albano braids.
For the Raw Women's Championship, we mentioned Asuka. She will be defending against Rhea Ripley.
Man, the women's title matches are the ones that they're the hardest to pick for me.
I'm going Rhea just because they're going to make up for her losing to Charlotte last year at Mania, losing the NXT Women's title.
I was thinking the same thing, but she was kind of thrown in here because Charlotte got COVID. So I don't know if this was the plan all along. Were they going to make it a triple threat match?
I think they can pivot because then Charlotte can come back and then challenge Rhea.
She can.
So that's why I'm going Rhea.
I'd just be sad to see Asuka out of the main event picture just because she carried them for so long during the beginning of this pandemic.
And Rhea basically has been on TV for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Right. She's been just her and Bayley, as far as the women's division goes, they are the MVPs of the pandemic era.
Definitely.
So
I think now that they're getting crowds back,
might be time for somebody new.
Someone that speaks better English.
So are you going Rhea or
I'm going Rhea?
You're going Rhea. You're going Rhea or Asuka?
You know what? I want to stick with Asuka. I don't know why, but I think it's just because you talked about somebody having to talk, and I just don't see it coming from Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Okay. You said Rhea.
I say Rhea. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not kidding. I just don't see it.
You haven't heard it?
Nah.
You know she's got an accent? She's Australian.
Oh.
For the women's tag team titles, Shayna and Nia against the winner of the Tag Team Turmoil Night 1. It doesn't matter. It's going to be Shayna and Nia.
Oh, see, I was thinking somehow this Reginald thing is going to come to a head.
That would be nice.
And then the winner of Night 1 is going to win the titles, which is going to set up a feud between Shayna and Nia.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to say whoever wins Night 1.
Okay, so we'll say Night 1.
Okay, so if we are going, well, shoot.
I'm going Shayna and Nia just because I don't think they have any other plan to do.
I will say if Belair for some reason wins, then you'll see the reunited Bayley Sasha Banks tandem somehow take the bid from the original winners of Night 1 and get into this match.
Oh man, that's a stretch.
Well, they have to make it a triple threat then because they've already said the winner of the Tag Team Turmoil Night 1 gets the shot.
Oh, I know. I think they're just going to be able to take that shot away from them or something, like at the pre-show, or some other stipulation.
All right, for right now, let's assume they're not going to do that. It's going to be whoever the Night 1 winner is.
I think we see a change of titles regardless there.
So you're going to say night 1, 2. The tag team turmoil winners.
It seems like they're just passing those belts around a little bit.
All right.
A little bit.
Oh, good Lord.
This is the match I was looking forward to.
Fiend versus Randy Orton.
By the way, you need to give him some good questions.
Yes.
for Alexa.
Yeah.
Some Fiend-related questions.
Yeah.
You need Fiend questions?
No, for Alexa.
Oh, for Alexa.
Fiend-related
Yeah.
questions for Alexa.
Fiend-related
Well,
questions.
and I have to cut this out of the radio show, but I don't know if I'm going to get her in character or out of character. Happens tomorrow morning. So
Yeah, that's.
And you don't
gonna
want
be-
him talking about the Fiend and going,
So crispy.
no,
Fiend.
I still will. I still will. Not to her, but I still will.
Is he just regular crispy or
Fiend-
extra crispy now?
Well, we've seen the mask,
Nashville hot.
which you can get on www.shop.com for like $250.
But what did I tell you?
Watch out! Don't knock off the Undertaker bottle.
It will survive. The dead man says it will.
Yeah, I hope. Anyway, it's it's still going to be the Pizza the Hut meets an Ewok. So
Eddie, the reason why this is so funny to me is because I sat here with Stu before it actually happened and called it right on the nose.
well, and
That he was gonna get
you've been trying to
and come back and all
you've been
that
trying
stuff.
to validate it, and
Well, I
I'm
understand
going.
the
I don't
did you
care
say
if
that he
it's
was gonna get
validated or
burned?
not.
Yes.
I just can't stand
You
it.
could ask Stu. I
Wow.
said that he was going to
Yes.
come back, burn to
Yeah.
a crisp and everything, and they were going to sell a new mask off of it and everything,
did.
and it
They-
all
that's what
happened.
they're doing.
WWE watches the show.
We want money, Vince.
I want my cut,
They rarely
y'all.
listen. They rarely listen.
All right, so who we? I hate to.
Fiend.
I
The
really
Fiend.
want to pick Randy Orton so that this thing
No.
ends, but it's going to be the Fiend.
No.
It's going to end, but on the Fiend's terms.
Yes. Or does it ever really end
No,
with the
because
Fiend?
we'll get more Fiend then. So
Oh, you're going to get more Fiend.
God.
I don't know if you've noticed that he just came back.
for the third time.
Not to go away again. You're going to get more Fiend.
This is like the third reincarnation of the Fiend character already.
And then
They're
what?
throwing fireballs like WCCW in the 80s.
yeah.
That's
What
also-
will likely be the
that's
main
how I
event
realized
for night
wrestling was
2?
fake. When I was a
Fireball.
kid, I was like, they're throwing fireballs at people. Oh, okay, this isn't real.
Well, and
Little, like,
Randy
8-year-old
Orton had the fireball thrown at him by Alexa.
Yeah, I'm saying like when they
Was
did
scarred
it.
for like a week, then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
clear
fine.
face.
Yeah, when
So,
they did it in the 80s, that's when I realized, oh, this isn't real.
Yeah. And then main event, triple threat match. Roman Reigns, Edge, Daniel Bryan.
Ah, that's easy.
You're going Edge.
Edge pins Daniel Bryan. Roman Reigns complains for a month about it and gets a rematch some point later.
I really want to say Daniel Bryan, but I think you're right. I think it's going to be Edge.
I don't see how you can put Daniel Bryan into this type of match and not expect people to not want him win. I know Edge is a great story.
He's the babyface now.
Oh, they're going to want it.
They've turned Edge heel. So, yeah, of course they're going to
But
want
how
him.
much does the WWE give us that we don't want?
That's a terrific question.
Look, they ended WrestleMania 33 with Reigns pinning Undertaker.
Yeah.
And Undertaker, should have retired because he laid down the coat. I was there.
Right.
So, sure, the fans are going to want Daniel Bryan. But what they want and what happens, two different things.
I mean, it's just because they hijacked the show the last time. Anytime that doesn't go their way with Daniel Bryan, they are poised to take over a show.
I know. So who are you picking?
Daniel Bryan.
You're going Daniel Bryan. I would be surprised, but I would be okay with that.
Yeah, I mean,
really
they
would.
can't
Yeah.
really go wrong in any direction
Especially
By
if
the
he
way,
brings back the Eco Belt.
here. That was a really great idea.
Going back to Fiend Randy Orton. So this will be the first time that anything revolving this storyline has played out in front of in-person fans.
Oh.
What's going to be the reaction?
First frightening, then they're going to be like, oh, that was interesting, and then they're going to laugh. It's going to be like that other time that
Okay.
they wrestled and he was showing the little hologram thing, or not even holograms. What were they? Were just pictures on the ring with the maggots and the cockroaches and stuff.
For that matter, this is the first WWE event that is going to happen in front of
Thousands of
live
people.
in-person fans.
In over a year. Yeah.
In over a year. That's right. So it'll be interesting to hear some of the reactions. Now, the reason I say Drew and Bobby will be the opening match because that'll be the easiest one to get a big pop.
Opening match?
Now, I think they're going to be the opening match
The
for
curtain
night one.
jerker.
Yes.
For night one.
They've done it before. They did it with Seth
With
and
the
Brock.
WWE title. Really?
They did it with Seth and Brock at 35 in
And
New York.
I'm not going to question your memory, but that just seems so
They did it with
anti-everything they
Edge.
do.
When Edge defended the World Heavyweight title before he retired. He was open. He was curtain jerker.
Yeah, but that wasn't the WWE title.
I will be honest, from a worker's perspective, like when you're talking as a wrestler, if you're not in the main event, like one of the most important positions you can have, especially on a card of this magnitude, is to be the opener because you're going to set the tone for the rest of the night.
And they always open with a big match. And Drew has said he would be perfectly happy being the opening match. So
I mean, opener, you get that nice loud pop because it's the first time you've seen wrestling live from the WWE in a year. First time you've probably been to a huge wrestling show as a fan.
exactly.
See, I would have guessed the New Day.
No.
But I mean, they're perfect. I think right in the middle of the card.
Yeah, they're plus you know how Vince feels about tag teams. So
But the pop that they will get, that's what you're talking about.
And you
By
want
the way-
you want it
Huge.
to sustain though.
by the way, so WWE put out one of their little top 10 lists. And it was top 10 pops, WrestleMania pops, and they had the whole list.
They did their finisher.
Oh,
I thought they
didn't
had
do
it.
I thought they had it too.
Sorry, we have the
That's
live
okay.
watch along on NXT Night 1 here too.
The one they did not list was the Hardy Boys coming back in Orlando.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Matt was making noise about it.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff
And
is
for
still
good
there.
reason.
Come on.
Look,
Yeah.
I was in the stadium. I was there. I saw him the night before at Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor when they wrestled the Young Bucks in a ladder match for the ROH tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
So they do and they did a match that Friday night against the Lucha Brothers
Oh, my God.
at another event. So you have Matt and Jeff going against, Penta and Ray Friday night. Matt and Nick Saturday night, which I was there, got to see him, had a great time. And then Sunday night, that surprise, New Day comes out, they're in their gear. They announced the ladder match is going to be a 4-way. And they were going to announce, they wonder who the fourth team will be, and it looks like it's going to be the New Day, and then Hardy Boys music hits, and the place exploded.
Yeah, it did.
That was one of the biggest pops.
I was watching
in
from my
recent
couch.
history.
Yeah.
But it was huge.
It's one of those things where it's like I wish I was a simpler wrestling fan. Like I wasn't so crass. Like it didn't take so much to make me pop.
Yeah.
That was one of those moments where
You're
it was
just
just
old
like
and
I was.
jaded.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
I-
legitimately excited.
I popped big time.
Yeah.
and
I
that's
was
all.
going nuts.
And that's all I really want out of my WrestleMania moments is just to be excited about something.
Yeah.
Excited and surprised.
Yeah.
Which is why some of the things I've said made no sense, but that's because I want to be surprised by them.
Exactly.
Also,
Exactly.
we should add what we think is going to be the first match onto the list. And
Like I said, I think it's going to be
tabulate.
Drew and Bobby. Drew and Bobby will be the first match.
Stu says this is one.
I
You
mean,
too? Drew and Bobby?
that's not a bad idea, especially since everybody was pushing for the Sasha Banks Bianca Belair to be the main event of night one.
Ooh, yeah.
And considering what they have done to build up the match, I think they would lose a good moment if they didn't more importantly, to let two African American women go toe to toe, because they kind of messed up on the Becky Lynch main event when they made a 3-way. It really means more when it's just a singles match. And this would be a perfect time to make that type of statement on night one.
Well, and that's why I think Sasha and Bianca will be the main event for night one.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying it makes perfect sense at this point.
And the problem is, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, too
Which-
much sense,
yeah.
which is scary.
Well, but again, there is precedence, so
There is.
we'll see.
I'm still going to say the New Day
Okay. All right. We'll see.
because that's the biggest.
We're going to take a quick time out. And by the way, we will talk about night 2 of NXT TakeOver and reflect on night 1 in a podcast-only segment, as well as talk about the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. So we'll talk about that in podcast-only podcast-only segment. Coming up next, we're going to let you know what's happening in independent wrestling, including a couple of Texas promotions that are going to be working in Tampa, plus a couple other news and notes. You're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, and you're listening to The Horn. All right. So there's part of that will end up with segment 2.
Ooh.
Oh, good Lord.
So this is a 3-way tag match,
Yes.
right?
Triple threat tag. MSK, Grizzled Young Veterans, and then Legado del Fantasma.
You got to say it right.
Ooh. Did you see that?
Grizzled.
I said grizzled.
Grizzled.
Delivered
that hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
a foot stomp in the
it's
cradle.
still hard for me to see
The Rascals.
DJ Zima Ion as a part of that without the mohawk and everything that he used to have in TNA. Looks like it's down to GYV and MSK.
Well, they've
Do
already.
we know what MSK stands for?
I have no idea.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
No
I thought it
clue.
was just me. Okay.
I've got a couple of ideas knowing them, but I'll leave that.
Man, we're not,
Leave that
we're
as
not
a-
on the air.
Doesn't
We
mean-
aren't, except on stream. I will
Yeah,
say
but-
it something marijuana smoking kids. I don't know.
Oh, can we go
That-
back and
that
say if
is-
you say marijuana, I'm going to use that as a bumper.
Look, they
That is
look.
such an old
We
man.
know.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
but that MSK.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Oh, that was a terrific springboard move. Man, they
Come
might
on,
win the
Zach.
titles. They might win the titles here tonight.
I'd be thrilled if they won the titles.
Well, they just made the tag.
It would. The only thing that make me sad is Trey's not with them, but that's okay. Trey's doing just fine in Impact.
Let's see. Here's the pin.
Come on, Dez.
They got it.
Yes!
They got it. Oh, man.
Yes.
That was an awesome match.
Oh, I couldn't be happier for those guys. Love those guys to death.
That's really cool for them. I mean, it's really cool for any wrestler to be
They've
able to
been-
share this.
They were Russell Circus Big Top Tag Team champs. They were Impact Tag Team champs, and now NXT Tag Team champs. Could not be
Those poor
happier for
grizzled
those
young
guys.
veterans. Always a bridesmaid.
Yep.
Never
Never
bride.
bride.
I am totally okay with that because I want to see these two. Oh, could be
That's awesome,
could
though.
not be happier for them.
Just don't move them up to the
Look
main
at
roster
Zach.
because
I
of
mean,
the
that's
split.
just fantastic. They're fantastic. Look, they are among the best tag teams in the world. I will say that.
That's
without
why I
even
say
flinching.
Never bring them up to Raw or SmackDown because they'll just
No
ruin
kidding. No kidding. So
That's a cool spot right there. You wouldn't let him tap.
that was good. That was really good. They're showing the replay. But yes, so now we have new NXT. Well, they were new anyway because the tag team titles were vacated.
They're going to be new champions regardless.
Right. They were-
Ooh, but that was
who was it
nasty.
that got hurt?
So much wrestling. I can't
Oh,
remember
it
all
was
these.
was it Lorcan?
Really?
Yeah, one of those guys.
It was Lorcan or
It had to-
Birch.
it had
that
to be
got
one of
a
the two.
Yeah, shoulder separated, so they had to give up the tag titles. So this was to for the vacant.
But I mean,
And there's William Regal congratulating the winners.
how cool is that though? These guys
Dude.
just walked into the company not too long ago. Now
And-
here they are holding the top belt
know.
in the
Goodness.
division.
And to think we worked with them.
Yeah. It's
Several
always fun.
times.
It's always fun to see, everybody from Tim Storm to these guys, get a chance to go to a next level
Absolutely.
and kind of live their dream.
Look,
Why don't
we-
you text them and ask them what MSK stands for?
I guess we could do that.
Yeah, I think I've got Dez's number somewhere. So
You got the scoop. You got the inside scoop.
You got the
Yeah.
inside scoop.
That's why you got
tell
these
him
relationships.
that if he tells me, I'll give him all the spicy ketchup from Whataburger he wants.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
we should just send them a box at this point. They sell it in HEB now,
I know.
right?
I need to.
Just send it to the training center.
Well, if they assuming they're still in NXT next year, maybe we can catch up with them in Dallas.
That would be cool, but at the same token, wrestling can change on an instant.
That's true.
And that's the thing. They
true.
got to the top of NXT so fast.
Yes,
Makes you feel like they won't be there for another year.
that's what.
All right,
Which
let's
really
do
scares me because then they're gonna screw them up.
But
let's
that's
do
what
the
really shocked
podcast
me.
only deal, and we'll go. Oh, I got to mute. All right, so we're gonna mute for just a second so we don't get in trouble. I hope we haven't been muted this whole time. Anyway,
I mean, we would
I
sound
clicked mute.
We'd sound better.
yeah. Anyway, so Hall of Fame was last night. WWE Hall of Fame. They did both classes. They did separate. They separated it, so it was the 2020 class, then the 2021 class. The classes were as follows. You had, for the 2020 class, you had the British Bulldog, which he was inducted by Davey Boy Smith Jr. as well as his wife and sister, British Bulldog's widow and sister and daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whoa! You left out those.
And could we? Is Davey Boy Smith Jr. gonna join WWE? He is not under contract right now. He just left MLW in, I think, December. Finished up with them.
Is there
Seems
is there
like
non-compete?
Huh?
Is there no compete clause?
It's MLW. Well, and if there was, it should be over by now. It's April.
Right.
So
Well, if
I could see it. I could see him getting another shot.
the WWE doesn't pick him up, I mean, where should he go?
That's a hard one because
He's been at this for a little while now.
he has, wrestled. He was one half Killer Elite Squad with Lance Archer. He's been in MLW. He's been in Ring of Honor. He was, wrestled across, over in the UK quite a bit. So
I mean, I could
nice
see him. I could see him
They're
sign
really going all out
WWE.
for
Yeah.
Kel.
yeah, it's possible. We had JBL.
Before you move on, though, you forgot the most important person in that whole induction.
Who?
Matilda's
Oh
granddaughter.
yes. What do they call her? Buffy.
Yes.
Yes, Buffy.
The dog
who
of the
allegedly
dog.
is the granddaughter
Matilda's
of
really-
Matilda.
Yes,
That's awesome.
that was great continuity.
Yes, it was. It was really neat. JBL, who, Texas guy. And did
Another
you hear?
Texas
Did
lady
you hear
right
the?
here
sa-
winning the NXT title?
Did you hear the story when he told the story? Who broke him who gave him his shot? Our dear friend James Beard
Oh, that's
at the
right.
Sportatorium.
Wow.
That's right.
Also, one of the best theme songs when he became the millionaire JBL.
Yeah.
Bow,
Yeah,
bow,
but-
bow, bow, boom.
But
Bum,
yeah,
bum,
it
bum.
was really cool to hear James Beard's name invoked. Rod Price. There were several others, several that we know.
I just
So
always
it was
enjoyed.
really neat.
I've always enjoyed the way he talks because he just doesn't give a.
Yeah,
he just tells it how it is.
Yeah. Speaking of Jushin Thunder Liger, he is now in the WWE Hall of Fame. He should be in every Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I will say it till the day I die. Among the at the very least top 5 greatest cruiserweights, light heavyweights ever.
Oh yeah,
I
he
don't see anyone
influenced.
Easily.
debating that.
Yeah, he influenced
And it
like
might
so
be
many people.
that might be top 2. Yeah, it might be top 1. I mean, the influence he had, all those 11 reigns as IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion.
Wow.
The work he did in WCW and in Crockett and he was in NXT.
I'm glad that
Was
they.
He worked NXT against what's his name?
Yeah, the one match against Prince Pretty.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze. Yeah.
But I'm glad to see that they didn't necessarily just like gloss over all that. They usually kind of make it quick and they don't
Yeah.
really talk about the other companies, but they really spent a good amount of time, at least for the WWE, to really talk about his accolades.
The Bella Twins, Nikki and Brie.
The ones who made Daniel Bryan a
Sure.
superstar.
Is that as much
Sure.
for their reality shows as anything else?
Probably. It's again this
It was
WWE
just-
Hall of Fame.
It was
Right.
just a little
Could be
joke.
free.
Who's
William
Are
Shatner.
they deserving more or less than Great Khali?
Oh no, they're definitely more deserving. I mean, Stu watched Total Bellas all the time.
You lie. William Shatner is now in the WWE Hall of Fame
Okay.
for his appearances. Although I guess by that measure, I could be in the WWE Hall of Fame. I've been on WWE television.
But have you been at WrestleMania?
Yeah, have you hosted WrestleMania or been in the ring during WrestleMania?
I've not been in the ring, no. So we'll see.
Have you ever done a readout on Raw like William Shatner did that one time?
I've been on Raw.
Oh, I've never been
The
on Raw.
Warrior Award recipient, Titus O'Neil,
Hollywood Center.
who's been an ambassador, does all the great community relations work for WWE, and then the NWO. In this case, it was Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Sean Waltman.
The fact that X-Pac is a 2-time Hall of Famer.
They all are now. Well, no, Hogan's 3. No, Hogan's 2. Hogan's 2.
Yeah, those guys deserve it. So the fact that Sean Waltman is a 2-time Hall of Famer, just
see, and I will say he should get inducted on his own individual merits. He was one of those that really helped bring in the when he was still 1, 2, 3 Kid and Lightning Kid back in the global days, and
I would say he's a great worker.
Yeah.
Great worker, but personality wise, on his own, he wouldn't have got as far as the Hurricane.
Oh, you remember X Factor?
Right. Yeah. So
no.
Anyway, so and then
he teamed up with Just Incredible.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't remember. No.
Then they also you know how they do
song?
they do these legacy inductees, which are we're talking really old school.
The people that didn't wrestle in WWE
in Wichita Falls. Yeah. So the legacy inductees: Ray the Crippler Stevens, Brickhouse Brown.
Okay.
That made my heart warm because I got to meet him right before he passed away at the Cauliflower Alley Club in 2018. They helped him out with some medical expenses, so it was really cool to see Brickhouse Brown, Dr. Death Steve Williams, Baron Michelle Leone, and that slimy limey from Chicago, that playboy Gary Hart.
Dr. Death wasn't in.
Dr. Death was
Gary
not
Hart wasn't in.
I know that one is a crime that got corrected.
I mean, well, Gary Hart never worked WWE, did he?
Well, and that's where, but then again, neither did Vern Gagne.
No,
and he's in.
Yeah, because
not as a legacy.
Because
they bought WCCW.
Because they bought all this stuff.
Right.
But I mean, like, well, Vern was like the owner, as opposed to where Gary Hart was just like a main television figure and helping the booking stuff.
Yeah, a main television figure.
Bockwinkel didn't work WWE, I don't think.
No, he didn't. But he also worked WCW too, and he was like the on-screen president there.
Yeah. Anyway.
But did you say
we got to meet? I got to meet Gary Hart's son. This was at an MLW show. They honored Gary Hart, and his son was there. Real good guy. So
did you say they put in Baron Leone in there?
Baron Michelle Leone.
Okay, see, that's something that was in the one in Wichita Falls.
Yep.
That kind of was ahead of the curve on that one.
I think, in fact, he's a 2020 class, right? Or was he 2019?
I think he's 2019.
He might be 2019. The 2021 class, Kane, really cool. Rob Van Dam.
That was awesome.
I relayed on Twitter the picture of he and I with our good friend George Napolitano and Rob's. I said it was his wife, could be girlfriend, whatever. Significant other, Katie Forbes. We were in Las Vegas at Cauliflower Alley Club. We were sitting at the TGI Fridays there in the hotel, and Rob is peppering George with questions about mafia lore because that's one of Rob's hobbies, and of course George is from Brooklyn, so George knows a lot of the history. So it was really cool to be part of that.
And I just saw. I was trying to look it up. I just saw RVD in a movie.
Really?
It was Assault on VA 33.
Okay.
Yeah, where he's
sure. Great Khali.
Looks a lot of shape.
Great Khali is now a WWE Hall of Famer.
Understandable.
Who does a lot of work developing talent in India. In fact, our dear friend Nigel Rabbit works with him quite a bit. He travels over there and works there with him.
Is there a timeline on the NXT India or whatever they're going to call it?
Again, I think they're just going to keep it to, Florida and the UK for now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to spend money on doing that.
But they made money.
I don't. But they're not. But they also cut talent.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they didn't make money. I mean, there was people that made tons of money during the pandemic that cut people.
Right. AEW didn't cut. Ring of Honor didn't cut.
Good for
NWA
them.
Didn't cut.
Good for them, Stu. But that's how it is in like the real world business stuff. They'll cut you if they don't need you.
It's because they're not public.
Yeah.
And they're not public. Yeah. Again, that's why I don't think WWE will spend the money to develop like an NXT India or NXT Japan or whatever.
I think they will at some point.
I think they will.
It might be, but it's going to be a while.
It's going
to be a while. Anyway, let's get back to the Hall of Fame. We get sidetracked.
There's just business going on.
Molly Holly.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Who's one of the, from everything, I've never met her, but for everything you hear, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Eric Bischoff. Speaking of the NWO, 83 weeks.
The entire NWO's in now. Well, except for the.
Yep.
I mean, you can put Bischoff
Well,
in
Can't say the entire NWO. 'cause
even
it's like a whole-
before like the NWO thing because he was already working AWA. He's one of those guys like Vince McMahon and like kind of just worked his way
Yep.
from the bottom in the promotion all the
Yep.
way to the top where he was in charge. And then he came up with a big money idea. It was like, hey, we're going to take on the WWE
And
straight up.
And now we've as recently as a couple weeks ago, he was on AEW.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's the part that surprises me.
Celebrity
True.
wing, Ozzy Osbourne.
Nice.
Which WrestleMania was he at?
It was
Was it more than one?
British Bulldogs versus Heart Foundation.
Wow, so this is in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it's like the
Well, when-
second
Well,
one.
I think he's been on a couple Raws too, because there was a clip of him with DX.
I believe that.
You know,
When you had
so.
guest managers.
and the 2021 Warrior Award recipient, one of the WWE employees, Rich Herring, who apparently has been with them since going back to Vincent J.
Wow.
That's a long time.
He was an attorney. He also served on the New York State Athletic Commission. Then he joined up with Vincent J., kind of like government relations, that type of thing, and has been with WWE ever since.
The fact that you can go that long without being fired by Vincent K.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real. He must be doing a good job.
So,
Actually staying
and
on the
then
radar.
and then they announced
real.
2021 legacy inductees: Dick the Bruiser,
Okay.
David Letterman's favorite, Pistol Pez Watley.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That's really good. Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer, one of the craziest ever to enter the ring. Ethel Johnson. She was one of the very first African American women to wrestle. And this was back in the 50s.
Just say that was a long time ago.
And Paul Bosch,
Her name like Ethel.
who, Houston wrestling synonymous.
Yeah.
So, good class.
Yeah.
Good classes.
Would you say we're kind of getting to that point where kind of running out of inductees?
No.
No.
I was wondering at some point, it does seem like the classes are pretty big. So they might run out. But they're
They
gonna
can
have to
always
dip
pare it
into-
down, and there'll be others, and they'll find more. I mean,
I was
you
gonna
look
say
at
they're gonna
look at all the legends we talked to in Wichita Falls. They'll find ways. They still got to do the Midnight Express.
That's what I was gonna
They've
say.
inducted the Rock and Roll Express,
They have to dip into
so
the
you got to get the
WCW,
Midnight Express.
AWA.
But you have to
all the
have
other
you have
things
to have
that
the
they bought.
Midnight Express with Jim Cornette. You can't just have
Exactly.
the Midnight Express.
Exactly.
He is part of the Midnight
Yes.
Express.
So,
They
one other
bought
note.
everybody, so.
Y'all mentioned Ronda Rousey. So apparently Nick Khan, no relation to Tony Khan, who apparently is the president, I guess, at WWE. He's like one of Vince's right hands. He was on Colin Cowherd's podcast, and he has said that we should expect the return of Becky Lynch, which makes sense, and Ronda Rousey.
I'm excited.
You think they'll still treat Ronda like
I'm
the
not.
redheaded stepchild?
I don't know what they'll do with her.
'Cause
I'll
they
be
were-
honest.
They were stiff as hell with her, man. They
Well,
beat the
you look-
crap out of Ronda.
But look at I'm not worried about. I'm thinking of when she turned heel, it looked like she got really flustered by the crowd reaction. That wasn't just a work.
No, that's what happens when you get thrown into the deepest end of the pool
And I'm
with
of
less than a year experience.
I'm
that
of the
doesn't
same
surprise me.
opinion with her as I am of Brock Lesnar. It was great. It was a nice little, hey, look over here. Now it's like,
No, I always thought
does nothing for me.
she needs to be a Paul Heyman girl,
Yeah.
just like Brock.
Again,
You got the same kind of
but
background.
that's the thing. I really, if I don't see her in WWE ring again, I'm okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't make much difference if she comes back, but if she does, like I said, I think her in-ring ability improved
It
over the
did.
year that she was there.
Yeah, it did.
So enough that it didn't bug you watching her.
But it gives the WWE exactly what they want, and that's
True.
a possibility of more casual viewers remembering the name and wanting to tune in to see what she was doing because she was having a good run before she left.
Yeah, and she didn't. When you saw her in the ring, it didn't embarrass the
Right.
business.
Yeah,
You just she just needs a mouthpiece.
yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick time out. We'll come back. We'll let you know what's happening in independent wrestling around the world, around Texas and the world, and a few other nuggets of news. You're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
And I keep checking DraftKings They said there's going to be a WrestleMania thing up. Not so far.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they get away with like having you bet on something that's.
I don't know.
But yeah.
Well, but we see the betting odds. Because most people don't know. Just because it's predetermined.
Yeah.
We still don't know. It's kind of like, how does a movie end? We don't know how the movie's going to
There's
end.
someone that knows, and what's stopping them from getting on DraftKings or telling a friend?
Hey, Stu, I'm sorry, I can't remember if I asked you. Did I ask you to join me on my show tomorrow night?
I think you mentioned it.
Can you still join me on my show tomorrow night?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
We're going to just run through WrestleMania again,
Yeah.
basically. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you before.
I'm also doing a hit on Shirts and Skins tomorrow
Nice.
to talk WrestleMania and to preview the radio show.
Okay, mine's going to be like at 6:30.
That's
Yeah.
when Kevin's going to take.
Oh, this is I'm supposed to do. It's going to be 12:45. So during the crap
So
back.
that's when Kevin's going to take a pee break and go smoke.
No, that's not Kevin. Remember, Kevin's the afternoons now. It's Chad and Trey.
Oh,
Trey Elling.
well, Trey's going to take a break.
Chad had to.
Neither one of them like
So
wrestling.
So Chad had to explain
Chad
to
watches.
him,
Oh yeah, I meant like Kevin and Trey.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and Trey knows a little,
Yeah,
but
but I know this is all Chad.
yeah.
It's like when he had
Well,
me on-
and-
he had me
and
on for UFC. I'm
The
like,
other thing is, it was
Well, I'll have you
This
on my show to
happened-
talk UFC, too.
it happened yesterday, I guess. It was announced. So our friend David Fuller,
Yeah.
HWE, they also run the Southern Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
And there's Skandar Akbar and Bruiser Brody and Stan Hansen and Mark Lawrence is a part of it, and Rod Price and Bill Apter. So yesterday they announced Bill Apter's in the journalism wing. So they announced the second inductee in the journalism wing. It was
It's this
it's
guy.
me.
Congratulations
So-
again.
Where's your plaque?
Well, it just got
It's in the
announced
mail.
yesterday.
Oh.
Now, allegedly, I saw something. IHW is going to run events this year, so I would suspect it'll happen at one of their events.
I was gonna say, are they gonna have a ceremony?
It's a huge honor. When we started this in 2016, and you remember, I said, look, if we do nothing more than just have fun talking wrestling on a weekly basis, that's cool. But it's turned into quite a bit more. And David was the first promoter outside of Austin to reach out to us. And it happened like two months later, because that was that Parade of Champions during WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, the
that I
part
got
that's
that
really
one too.
outstanding is you became a Hall of Famer in less than 5 years.
Yeah, for real.
No, it's been 5 years.
What month
years.
did you start?
January.
Okay.
January 2016. So it's been
Okay, so just over
almost
5 years.
just over 5 years. So
Still.
and Chad he was like over the moon about this, because you know how Chad is. So
Yeah.
So anyway,
Tell him that's when you
huge
come on the show.
thanks.
That's how he announces you.
Yeah, huge thanks
Next up
to
on the Shirts and Skins.
I think he will. I think he's
Hall of
actually-
Famer.
Famer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, huge thanks to David and IHWE. To be paired with Bill Apter for anything is a huge honor. I've met Bill. I've talked to Bill on a number of occasions. Bill has been one of the most iconic wrestling journalists around. Man behind Pro Wrestling Illustrated, which was the Bible at one time for pro wrestling. Done interviews and everything. So anytime I can be grouped with Bill Apter on something, I'll take it any day of the week. I've got a picture. He and I in the press box at WrestleMania. In fact, he was sitting in my usual seat that season for Cowboys games, and I had the Kirk Bowles, Seg Golden, front row. With Chad and I had those seats in the press box, so it was really neat.
That's one thing Jordan likes to dig on me, that he's been on the press row for UFC events, while I'm in the
Crowd.
Now we have done.
I'm in row 2.
Yeah.
I'm still on press row, but he's in row A. I'm in row B. He likes to rub that on me, but hey,
There's not much difference between
there's
A
not.
and B.
Also, I don't need sweat flying on me as the guys walk past.
Or
That's
the
good.
blood and stuff,
Yeah, I don't need
Yeah, the ring.
So anyway, all right, let's hit this final segment. Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Stu Myrick, Justin the Smash Simmons, and Eddie Cross. From Fight Night. We've got a slate of independent wrestling happening this weekend that we're going to tell you about. Two of the cards, and it is so good because last WrestleMania weekend, last year's WrestleMania weekend, it was just WrestleMania. It didn't have the independent. This year in Tampa, there are independent shows. It includes a couple of Texas promotions, and I'm going to tell you about them. First of all, New Texas Pro Wrestling presents Texas When I Die. Friday at the Egypt Shrine Center in Tampa, Florida. Bell time 2 p.m. Eastern. Mysterious Q will be there. Gino Medina, Deanna Perrazzo, Roxy, Myron Reed, among others. That's New Texas Pro Wrestling Friday in Tampa. And then also in Tampa, DFW All Pro Wrestling presents DFW All Pro versus the World Friday at that same Egypt Shrine Center in Tampa, Florida. Bell time 4 p.m. Eastern. Jacob Fatu, the MLW World Champion, will be there. JTG, Shane Taylor, Luke Gotti, Alejandro Lyon, and more. That's DFW All Pro Wrestling Friday and in Tampa, Florida. Meanwhile, here in Texas, Advanced Pro Wrestling presents Stomping Ground Saturday at the Mineral Wells Expo Center. Bell time 7:30 p.m. Nobi Bryant, Chandler Hopkins, Shane Stratmore, and more. That's Advanced Pro Wrestling Saturday in Mineral Wells. And then AAPW presents Live Pro Wrestling Saturday right here in the beautiful ATX at the AAPW Arena, 1702 Aldridge in Austin. Bell time 8 p.m. Steve Orino, Eli Schwartz, Lucha Legion, and more. That's AAPW this Saturday in the beautiful ATX. And that's a look at independent wrestling around the area and outside of Texas. Make sure you wear your masks, adhere to all the COVID protocols, social distancing, but hey, go out and support some independent wrestling. APW is also doing on Saturday, if you are a wrestler, they are doing a seminar with none other than the franchise of Ring of Honor, Jay Lethal.
Oh, yeah, that would get some good tips right there.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
That was
Jay
so
and I
good.
shared some mic time together. So, I think this happened over last weekend. Hope you saw it because they had a teaser. It was the countdown clock from when Chris Jericho debuted on Raw. Except had the skull, so broken skulls.
Yeah.
Tony Khan and his Forbidden Door openings. This is crazy.
Kicks him open.
So, Broken Skull Sessions with Stone Cold Steve Austin, which is on the WWE Network, Peacock, wherever. WWE programming. This coming Sunday, Stone Cold's guest, Chris Jericho, who is currently in AEW.
Le Champion.
Yes. Former AEW World Champion, the leader of the Inner Circle.
The Demo God.
The Demo God. Chris Jericho
Judas himself.
returns to WWE programming as an AEW wrestler.
But that just kind of tells me that WWE doesn't see AEW as a big threat anymore.
I guess maybe that's it. Tony Khan's over the moon about it. He said, yeah, of course.
But this is good for wrestling as a whole.
The story was apparently Chris watched the Undertaker show,
Which
texted
was really
Stone
good.
Cold, said great show. Stone Cold sent him some emojis, and he and Chris started talking.
Yeah, just Stone Cold texting with emojis.
I know,
Yeah,
it's
no,
crazy.
really.
Throws me
But
off
then,
completely.
so Chris said,
everyone
hey,
just
let me know if I can come on the show. Stone Cold thought it was a great idea, so he texts Vince, says, hey, can I bring Chris Jericho on Broken Skull
No,
Sessions?
if Vince used emojis, I'm out of here.
Vince did. He used like a thumbs up emoji or something.
Nice catch.
And so Stone Cold texts him again and says, I got to be sure because, we're not too good with, text and phone.
Maybe you didn't read it right.
Is it okay for me to have Chris Jericho on Broken Skull Sessions? And he said, yeah.
How big do you think
So
the
there you go.
text is on this man's phone at this age? I'm just asking
Yeah.
because my mom,
So
I know this
yeah.
is a little bit bigger than mine.
it will happen this Sunday. I think it's before WrestleMania. Broken Skull Sessions, Stone Cold Steve Austin with Le Champion.
I can only think of like 3 emojis that Stone Cold should use, and that's the beer glass,
And that's one he used.
Yes.
the middle finger,
Yes.
He didn't use that one.
and the red cursing face.
It may be.
There's
Yeah.
probably a skull on there
Yeah.
too that you can use.
Well, there's
and a
gotta-
rattlesnake.
There's got to be a what?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 4.
According to our friend Mike
Skull.
Johnson at
Skull,
PW
okay.
Insider, the next 2 WWE pay-per-views, Money in the Bank will happen May 16th. Backlash will happen June 20th. Both of those will emanate from the Thunderdome, which is moving to the Yingling Center. I think that's right.
I was gonna say, how
It's
Pennsylvania
a
can
beer?
that be?
Yeah, it's a beer. They have to move out of Tropicana Field because, hey,
Baseball.
baseball. Tampa Bay Rays.
Let me tell who WWE is going to get better ratings, but you got to put butts in the seats, I guess.
That's true.
But,
Are they
that
done?
weekend for Money in the Bank, there is UFC in Houston. That Saturday night.
Really?
Yeah, the vacant lightweight title, and then Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards in the co-main event,
Ooh,
which is the
interesting.
first time the UFC is ever going to have a 5-round co-main event.
Okay.
And then the week before that, following Cinco de Mayo, you've got Canelo fighting
Canelo
at Cowboy
fight.
Stadium. Which,
Oh,
by the
that's
way,
right. Yeah, I saw that.
May 8th,
Yeah.
we get press passes.
I was gonna
Yeah, I
ask,
know.
does
Calls.
I'll make a call.
when WrestleMania is over, does WWE head back on the road and start touring again?
From what I've heard, no.
Okay, so is it still a Thunderdome thing?
It's still
or-
going to be Thunderdome for the time being.
Okay. I
Will
was
they
curious
move to
about
the
that.
Capitol Wrestling Center when they can't be in the Thunderdome?
Probably.
Because that's NXT.
They try
And
to
South
keep it
Florida's
separate.
not using the Yingling Center anytime soon. So,
Oh, so they're just going to move Thunderdome to the Yingling Center?
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's okay. That's
So,
what I was trying to understand.
Yeah.
Gotcha now.
It's
Thank you.
is it South Florida? Or it's either South Florida or Central Florida.
It's
I forget
somewhere
which
in
one.
Florida.
What city?
Yeah, I forget.
Okay.
That's why I'm thinking.
You know, no help at all.
Destiny.
Meanwhile,
who knows?
We were talking during the
We'll go.
podcast only segment about the new IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. We now have a new champion, Will Ospreay.
I'm thumbs down for the belt, not the champ.
Will Ospreay defeated Kota Ibushi at Sakura Genesis.
Yeah.
So Will Ospreay, the leader of the United Empire, now your new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
I'm kind of thumbed down them both.
I'm more of a Switchblade guy myself.
I don't think they're going to give it back to Switchblade. Right now, he is scheduled to defend that title against Shingo Takagi at Wrestling Dontaku on May 4th. The winner gets the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, at Wrestle Grand Slam in Yokohama Stadium on May 15th.
I do kind of hate how.
So
Wait,
could we see
Like
the
10 days
Rainmaker?
later?
Yeah.
It's a quick turnaround for huge events.
That's what they do.
Yeah, okay.
So who knows? We could.
I didn't know if he had the torch before he lost the belts or not.
No, this happened like Tuesday of this
okay.
week.
Okay.
Yeah, Tuesday this week. So congrats to the Rainmaker. So it's WrestleMania week. I'm excited.
It is.
I think.
Oh no,
I'm excited.
definitely excited.
I
You cannot not
think-
be. Once they hit the show, then all this foreseenness that we're trying
I
to
know.
go goes out the
next
window.
2 weeks are just bad for guys that want to have a social life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
Well,
the
then
Raw.
next week, starting next week, wrestling every night.
day.
Yeah.
So
Raw Monday, NXT Tuesday, AEW Dynamite Wednesday, Impact on Thursday,
Yeah.
SmackDown on
So
Friday.
if you skipped the Hall of Fame like I did, you've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday,
Yes.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Yes.
Friday.
Yes.
That's
yes.
10 days in a row.
All
if-
covered.
If you skip.
This week, Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. You can follow Eddie
Florida
Cross at
Eddie Experience, 1 E in the middle. Trolls get blocked. I got
and
time for
catch
crap.
him catch him Wednesday nights on Fight Night, airing at 7 p.m. on the Horn.
Most times.
You can follow Justin Smash Simmons on
Nowadays.
Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at the Smash Simmons. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Stu Myrick. That's STEWMYRICK. You can follow the show on Twitter at SGTWATX. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. We live stream on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Tuesday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central. You can catch us Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Central following Fight Night on the flagship station for the Texas Longhorns. We are the Horn, 104.9 and 101.9 FM and AM 1260. Or you can catch us anytime on demand by going to hornfm.com and click on the On-Air tab on your favorite podcast provider. Make sure you rate and review us. For Eddie Cross, for Justin Simmons, I'm Stu Myrick. Thank you so much for giving us your time tonight, and we will see you at the matches.
Bye and good night. Bang!
And that's it. There we go. We're still on video stream. So, anything we miss? Anything? I was trying to get, because we get.
I think we.
Jess and I get sidetracked like crazy,
But
and it's like
that's the beauty.
then
of
I
it.
gotta like spend 3 hours editing.
No,
so.
I was good today. I kept
You
to
were
a
good.
minimum.
Yeah.
Because
You
I
were
just
good.
knew that it's a long layout for WrestleMania.
It is. It is a very
But-
long layout.
But that is the beauty of WrestleMania, is that almost everybody gets on the card except for the pre-show matches that will be on SmackDown.
You know who's not on the card though? No Bailey.
Yeah.
Who else?
No Keith Lee.
No Keith Lee. We don't know what's happening with Keith.
They said that he's going to be back soon.
It might be health issues, which hopefully he's better. We
No-
love Keith to death.
No retribution.
He's one of ours. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with Dijakovic
well, at least the
and Dio
guys.
Madden and
Hey,
Mia. By the way, congratulations, Keith Lee and Mia Yim.
Yeah, they got married.
They're getting engaged. They're
Oh.
engaged. They're going to get married.
I thought they were engaged.
No,
Yeah, me too. I already thought
now
that.
they're engaged.
Okay, well, congratulations.
So congratulations to them. But yeah, there's several. Charlotte, which she might be dealing with some health issues, COVID issues. So hopefully we'll see her back soon. But there's quite a few noticeable absentees.
You disappointed? And I'll probably ask you this question again tomorrow. I mean, are you kind of disappointed that there isn't like the big star match? I feel that this is kind of lacking that type of feeling.
Well,
You mean you don't
Here's
feel
the-
Bad Bunny's a big enough star?
It's really tough. I mean, I think he's a huge star.
Gotta
Honestly,
take back your Latino card.
no,
Look,
I know exactly because I was like, I actually like him.
Look, there hasn't.
But I
I'll
mean,
be
like in the
honest.
main event, it's just like this Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. I mean,
Well,
they're
that's why
fine.
That's why they're night one.
Look, there hasn't been an actual star in WWE since Cena left. Quite frankly. Oh, by the way, what was the stat I saw? This is the first time in something like 30 WrestleManias that you have not seen Triple H or Undertaker or Shawn Michaels.
Wow.
That's believable.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to happen at some point.
It
right?
did, of course.
By the way, I would say, hate to say it, but I think Ronda counted as that star.
I was gonna say Brock. Anytime he shows up,
Yeah.
he always gets people
Brock and
talking.
Ronda,
But
they've
no,
got the star power.
I say no
Yeah.
because they're not. Ronda, yes. Ronda, I would almost give.
Yeah, she was,
Brock, no, because he wasn't there enough.
He doesn't have to be.
He is.
That's the beauty.
Really part time.
That's the beauty of it.
But
though.
no. What I'm saying is there isn't a star that is consistently there week in, week out, like a Cena, like a Hogan, Stone Cold, Rock. You haven't had that in forever.
No.
Not even Brock, because Brock is not there enough.
Let's say
Brock shows up a dozen times a year.
Yeah, for that 1 year.
That does not make you a star.
For that 1 year, Ronda
makes you
and
an
Becky
attraction.
were that guy.
That was a hot one because it was the first time women would main event
But
WrestleMania.
also Becky
Yeah.
was just that hot.
Yeah, she was over.
She was.
Yeah.
She
That-
was. And that's going to be interesting
that
to
was
see
close.
what
That's a good point.
happens when she comes back.
Yeah.
Can she pick up where she left off? That's tough. That's really
That
tough.
It's gonna be really
emotionally want
tough.
to.
See, that's the thing.
Can she be away from her kid?
I had a suspicion that she wasn't going to come back for a while because she's
Me
a
too.
mom now.
Yeah.
So now he didn't say when they would come back. It just we expect they will be returning soon, whatever that means. So.
And if they come back at around the same time, can Becky say, "Oh, I even beat you at having a family"?
Oh, that would be good too. But at the same
That
time,
might be a
Yeah.
little too close to home.
but you are right
real.
though. You are right though. She was super over and like she was getting huge pops.
Yeah.
And I will have to admit, I think you can argue that Daniel Bryan might have been there. I mean, he was on Total Bellas. He had some outside overreach, and he was super over with the fans the year that he won the title. If it wasn't for the concussion, maybe that sustains.
That's true. I mean,
And
we play what if with that a lot.
Can we say
so.
the same thing about maybe Finn Balor? He had everything in his direction. He had the look. He had
Yeah.
the gimmick. Everybody was totally over for him, and then he hurt himself in that match where he won the title and never got the pushback again.
Yeah.
It really
And
seemed
that's
like
true.
he was going to be there too.
Well, see, that's the
so
thing.
they've been trying to.
Well, see, that's the thing. Have they really been trying to?
Well, they fall
Because
into it a lot.
Vince cools down a lot. Braun Strowman at one time was one of the hottest things going.
I never
They
looked
called
at
him
him
off big time. You may not, but he was.
He was.
He
Oh,
was
yeah.
over big time.
Oh, I know he was over, but he
He
never.
only got the belt because COVID.
Yeah, I understand why he was over, and I get why it just never clicked for me. I'm not saying that it's not going to work. I just had this foreseen
see, that's-
future. I had seen that, like, hey, this is exactly what happened to his character happened. It was too one-dimensional. He's just a really big guy. What do you do from there? It's hard to book big guys like that against a smaller talent.
But you would think someone that's been doing wrestling for, 50, 60 years would figure that out.
It's a lot like standardized testing, though. It's all like we have all these studies that prove that it really doesn't work. It's no benefit to the kids, right? But yet we keep on doing it because it does weed out. Eventually, it gives you a result where the best, more often than not, the ones that get the stuff right
That might be a first.
get through,
Comparing
right?
standardized testing to wrestling.
See, I was gonna say it's more like the radio industry, where instead of saying, "Oh, this is hot, this is new," they're just like, "Play the hits. We know it sells."
Yeah, basically, but they also
Yeah.
know, like, hey, it doesn't matter how many people I push into this spot. Eventually, one's going to get through the door and they'll become the star. It doesn't matter what I do. I'm going to have so many people going into the door, jamming it. Somebody's going to finally get through and get to the top.
The problem is Vince chooses who he wants to go through that door,
And then it doesn't
and when
work.
someone else goes through that door, he kind of pulls them back.
He pulls the plug. He does. He
A la
does
the
that a
Hurt
lot.
Business.
That's true.
Like, I'm looking at the lineup for the 2 nights, and I'm thinking, who could that star be? And only 3 names jump out to me.
The Miz?
No. Could have been when they first started the show. He was pretty up there, but
Yeah.
Randy Orton.
Now he's a joke.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, no, because he's too flat.
Yeah, I was gonna say no, but just that level of star power and being there week after week, and as a especially as a heel, Randy doesn't
Yeah,
have it. But there's Randy, Big E,
Yeah.
and Sasha.
See,
And those
Big
like
E,
the only ones I can think of.
Big E, I could see, but
Yeah.
Vince will.
Pull
He'll
the
have
lever.
him lose to Brock in 5 seconds, like he did with Kofi.
Right.
Sasha has the look.
She's got the pedigree, but she's probably about to lose her belt to Bianca.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
problem with
possibly.
her for me was that she was always kind of injury prone. Like, she would have, like, the belt, then she'd get hurt, or she
And how much has Vince forgiven her for the 5-month? I'm leaving.
Well, if you look at her title reign now, I'm like, maybe.
Well, that, and she was in The Mandalorian, so I guess, there's still some crossover appeal.
Yeah.
There is.
I would feel that if anybody was going to be, like, the big star, considering the social climate and everything, it would probably be Bianca Belair. Like, she could seem like she could be the next crossover.
possible.
She's got the look. She has the legitimate athletic background.
It's possible.
She's got the mic skills.
Yeah.
We'll see.
She could be next, but not there right now.
Yeah, they don't have one right now.
And you know what sucks is none of us mentioned Roman.
I was going to say...
Because he's not a star. He's never
Right.
been a star.
Right.
I
But
like
he's literally
Roman.
the guy that they have main eventing the whole weekend.
Yes, I like
and
Roman.
We're just like, eh.
I've always liked Roman, but he's not a star.
And what they need to do is put together the bloodline, put him together with the Usos and Naomi, and have a new faction that just runs roughshod
They
over
won't
every
do,
division.
but
they
they
won't do
hate they hate factions just like they hate tag teams.
all because
Look at AEW. Look at the all the factions.
I know it's so dumb.
The Hardy family office, the Nightmare family, which is now splitting.
Yeah.
QT Marshall, you better watch out. Dustin's gonna get you. You got Death Triangle. You got, of course, Dark Order. You got Inner Circle. You now have the Pinnacle. I mean, New Japan. Hell, when you see them make their entrance, when they show up they show the lower third.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do you see their name and their height, weight, whatever, you see what faction, whether it's Chaos, Bullet Club, United Empire, LIJ, whatever.
MLW does
they
something
go
similar.
they go full into the factions.
And I'm assuming it's only because, WCW got so over with the Four Horsemen that Vince doesn't want to do anything like it. That's the only thing I can think of.
But he's never really needed factions. The
But-
most he's ever done was tag teams.
He had DX, he had Evolution.
but
Now,
even
granted, they didn't last that. Well, DX lasted forever, but nothing besides that lasted forever.
Evolution had a good run.
DX, they could put DX together today.
Yeah, but that was probably because
And
Triple
that's
H
another-
made him keep them together.
And that's another problem
Triple
with
H and
WWE. WWE relies way too much on nostalgia. Look at all these times over the last year they were bringing legends back.
Like I said, play the hits.
Ric Flair should not be anywhere near. I love him to death, but with his health the way it is, he should be nowhere near a WWE facility.
No, should not.
So, it's again, there's so many missteps. And the funny thing is, it doesn't matter. Because like you said earlier, they're still making money.
Yeah. And like I said, this is one of those things that happens when you go from a private company
They just
to
got
publicly
paid,
traded.
Yeah.
what was it, $1 billion by NBC Universal to take WWE Network down and put it on Peacock?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
And you think because of that, they wouldn't be so, stuck in their ways to just play the hits. You think they'd think, okay, now we've got a little breathing room to make some
They
new
don't care.
stars. But no.
They don't care because they got the money.
That's what I'm saying. You think they would like start to build now. Like, hey, we don't have to stress about the money at this moment. We can build some new stars. But no, play the hits.
Look at the Go Home show on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Go Home Raw for WrestleMania actually had 100,000 less viewers than what they've been getting.
It's understandable,
I
though.
literally can't even think of what happened.
The national championship game was that night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it that big of a draw?
It's
To
March
wrestling fans?
Madness.
Yeah.
It's just
to wrestling fans.
Yeah,
To
there's
WWE fans.
There's some crossover.
Because WWE fans are much more casual.
That too.
See, I think, because you and I have had this talk before, there aren't that many sports fans that are now wrestling fans.
I think we literally just found out how many
Yeah.
crossover.
It's about 100,000.
Yeah.
That's your crossover.
But see, that's the thing. They couldn't even keep what they've been they've been running like 1.8, maybe 1.9. They might flirt with 2.
Yeah, but it's just one night. And I
But it's
understand.
the go home show for WrestleMania.
I know, but
it's
they
the go home show for your biggest event of the year.
But like,
and you can't get an audience.
Ask Chad what he was watching.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Seriously.
was watching March Madness.
Exactly.
Hell, I was flipping back and forth.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's the
yeah.
point.
And that's what I'm saying. WWE doesn't care anymore.
Well,
No.
they're not going to.
They don't care because it doesn't. They still get the money.
Yeah.
Until these trotting out these old guys starts to affect the stock price.
The
It's not
old,
gonna matter.
the whole reason NXT is moving to Tuesdays is because USA Network wants hockey.
Right.
Because they're going to get the hockey package from NBC Sports Network when it shuts down.
And hockey night is Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason AEW went to Wednesday night instead of Tuesday, because TNT's got the NBA package on Tuesdays.
Yeah, that makes sense.
AEW was supposed to be Tuesdays. It was going to be Tuesday Night Dynamite or Tuesday Night Titans or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
TNT said, no, let's put it on Wednesdays. That way you're not preempted
But
by
see,
NBA.
but even
No, it's good. I like
but
it.
even
It
they
makes
know.
sense.
But
Yeah.
even they know that they have some crossover fans, even though the majority
Right.
of their fan base isn't sports
And
fans.
they know the wrestling fans will find them.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not worried about that. The only people that really affects is Impact.
And they're trying to gather new fans as well.
True.
So a lot of this stuff that, it's really funny because a lot of the stuff that we talk about, if you just jumped into WWE programming, probably wouldn't bother you that much. You'd just be like, this is really subpar programming. But without like the backstory to it. It's just being like, it's something to watch
and
for 3
again,
hours, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But the WWE is always known to run a poor show when it has to go against something big like Monday Night Football, or in this case, National Championship,
now
or
let's
with
not
the College
forget-
Football National Championship game because it's usually on a Monday night.
But let's not forget, back in the late 90s, Raw and Nitro were both beating Monday Night Football.
Yeah. It's different now, though.
Why? Because it's 2021?
It's 2021, and
There's a lot more things to watch.
There's-
a lot more things to watch.
Yeah.
Ways to watch them.
and
Hey,
you
we
don't.
had cable in the 90s.
Yeah, but you have internet now.
I
Not
had
as-
internet in the 90s.
Not the
like
way that you
this.
have it now.
You didn't have
Netflix,
social media.
You didn't have Prime.
Yeah.
You didn't have Hulu.
You didn't have those.
You
That's
didn't have
true.
HBO Max.
Yeah.
Now your
Yeah.
options are so much more diverse now than what they were at that point in time
If
because
now
you
you're
were
not just
married to
competing
cable
in-
television.
You're not just competing against sports now. You're just competing against entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, and see, that's
So-
again, that kind of goes to what I've always said about, and Jim Ross backed me up on this when we did the interview a year ago when he was promoting his book. Vince is not a wrestling promoter; he wants to be an entertainment mogul,
But he was
and
right.
he wants, and that's why I've been saying. That's why I've been saying for the last several months. Look, figure out what you're going to be. If you don't want to be a wrestling show, take wrestling out of your name.
No, see, I would
Call it
yeah,
something
you
else.
can't. You can't do that, Stu.
No,
because
leave it like
it's
it is.
Still
but
wrestling.
Let Vince take care
It's
of.
not wrestling; it's sports entertainment.
Maybe Vince can handle the WWE movie stuff, and let Triple H take care of the wrestling part and be the wrestling promoter.
Vince
just
isn't
be an
letting go
entertainment guy.
until he gets in a coffin.
And that's the problem. He is Jerry
He's not
Jones.
He's not going to let it go.
He is Jerry Jones.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's totally understandable. You can't tell a guy who took an industry out of the pool halls and the dank smoke clouds where people were lucky to get $50 a night and to turn it into the multi-billion-dollar industry that it is now.
I get
tell him
that.
that he's
I
wrong.
totally
And you
get
can't
that.
tell that guy he's wrong.
I know.
Because he's
going
going to be like, buddy, I built the empire. I built your memories.
Yeah, that was in the 80s and 90s.
Yes. Everybody has a heyday.
Like you just said, it's different now.
Yeah, it's different. But guess what?
What he finds entertaining doesn't work now.
No, but the thing is that like what
In his mind.
in his mind that will never. It doesn't matter.
It's like
It's
Ric
his
Flair.
mind. I get that.
Ric Flair can strut.
I'm not
and he
arguing
thinks he's
with
strutting like he's like 80s Ric Flair, but he's strutting like 2020 Ric Flair.
Yes.
And there's a
which
market
hurts
difference.
me.
But
Yeah.
in his head, he's still strutting.
I get that. I'm
And
not.
that's what
Look,
Vince
I'm
is
not
doing.
arguing that. All I'm saying is, it's not wrestling.
I don't think they're doing.
Tell me, the Fiend and Randy Orton is wrestling.
It's totally wrestling, Stu.
Why?
Because compared to what everybody else does, wrestling has now morphed into this whole cavalcade of different stuff.
Well, no.
No, because for everyone like that, someone will scream about Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers because
Well-
it's too flippy.
Well, the problem is, you can't say
I'll
it's
take
not
that
wrestling
any day over
because
over
everything
Fiend
the
and
Fiend is
Orton.
doing has been done in wrestling before.
Yeah, like I try.
He's Undertaker-ish.
Exactly.
He's coming back.
No, he's not Undertaker.
Yes, he is. He's the natural undead character.
He
That
I-
he's filling
yeah,
that.
I
He's
get
trying to fill.
that.
he's not he's Undertaker-ish.
Yeah, he's trying to fill the spot.
Right, I
Throwing,
get
throwing
it.
flame,
Look,
flaming,
Look, when
throwing
they
fireballs
had,
at people's face.
Yeah,
That was in the 80s.
oh, that was before the 80s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
That's the
everything
Sheik.
they're
That's
doing,
Eddie Gilbert.
everything
That's,
they're doing has been done before.
and if
so
you
you
want
can't say it's not wrestling.
yeah, and if you want to talk about stuff that's being done now, what about Joey Janela's Spring Break, where the referee is just doing a match by himself, pretending that two invisible people are wrestling, or when you have Kenny Omega going against Blow Up Doll, or when
I get that. I totally
that's
get
all
that.
considered wrestling, right?
I know
and
it
we
is.
and we've seen some stuff at Wrestle Circus.
We have.
And
Hell, I've seen Janela shows.
Yeah, and it's like I wouldn't necessarily call that wrestling originally because of what I was always taught it was, because when I competed, it was still part of the craft. But now it's a completely different thing, and it's understandable.
I get that, and yeah, you're right. It's all falling under that umbrella. It's just
It's
and
entertainment.
again, and part of it's just simply the old man in me. I just don't get it.
And I completely understand because, like, I don't say that the Young Bucks are too flippy, but I remember it was either you or Jordan showing me an old Prince Puma match and saying it was like the match of the year. And I was going,
Oh, it was Ricochet and Will Ospreay from
where they're just
what was
going
it,
flip
G1?
after flip. Yeah.
and it was
G1
just
and
it just
a
looks
couple
so
years ago?
choreographed to me.
It
and that's the
does.
part that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Not that it was too flippy. It was just so choreographed looking.
I have a problem with that with some Lucha
Yeah.
Libre matches.
Yeah.
They're very choreographed.
So I'm like, yeah, the old man in you, it's okay.
But at the same
Embrace
token, I wouldn't want to necessarily go back to the 1950s and 1960s style of wrestling where it was just hammer locks and
wrist
holds
holds.
all
I
day.
don't want to see that either.
We had to evolve and obviously these
I
things
know,
used to
it's
they
just-
used to be real matches of contested strength.
Why was everything better in the 90s?
Because
give me some old ECW.
It's just
Give me New Jack with the music playing throughout the whole match.
sometimes
Oh,
I
that
think
reminds me. So tonight on
Vice.
they're doing the. Have you seen the Dark Side of the Ring Confidential? So
Yes,
they
I
show
was actually watching
they
Bruce-
go back
the
to
Bruiser
old
Brody one
episodes
last
and
night,
they
yeah.
do they'll add in some clips that didn't make it.
Yeah, the extended cuts.
And Conrad Thompson does the thing
Yeah.
with Evan and Jason.
Actually
at
heard him
ECW
doing
Arena.
Bruiser Brody last night on my DVR, and I heard Abdullah the Butcher's song.
Yes.
Yes.
Which I mean, when we talked to
Yeah.
Evan, we talked to he held to his story.
Yeah.
He says Tony Atlas was lying. So
Yeah, dude. We even asked him
Yeah.
point blank, and he has never changed his story,
yeah.
man.
So
But has Tony changed the story?
no,
Yeah,
he hasn't.
exactly. And Tony's was so passionate about how it happened.
He's
too.
very
Like,
passionate.
I
yeah.
know.
Just and the way that he was telling it. If you're that's the kind of
By the
person.
way, do you think Gino Hernandez was murdered?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But at the same
But I'm like-
token, I think the reason why Abby sells it the way he was is just because he was a more known entity in Puerto Rico, and he had a lot of
Yeah, he
business
was.
connections
Mhm.
there. You don't want to bite the hand that feeds you.
Exactly. He had something to lose, whereas
He did.
Tony didn't.
Yeah.
And if someone's gonna, lose a detail or something or have a misstep, it would be someone who tells a story like Tony was telling the story.
Yeah. All right, I guess we should probably shut down. Again, if you think of a question that I should ask Alexa Bliss tomorrow, in character or out of character, tweet at us at SGTWATX, hashtag Ask Alexa. Let me know. We'll see. You'll have to tune in tomorrow night. We are on at 9 p.m. following Flex ATX on the Horn. The podcast will be out probably noonish, 1 o'clock. I also get my second COVID shot tomorrow morning.
Oh, congrats.
So I'm going that and then racing back here to do the Alexa interview.
I am past my 2 weeks after the second shot.
Are you?
So
Congratulations.
I got my full batch of immunity. I went out Sunday wearing a T-shirt just said vaccinated AF.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm jealous. I just want
And
one shot.
Now, did you get Moderna or Pfizer?
Pfizer.
Okay, so apparently Pfizer is doing clinical trials. And they released new data that says 6 months out, you're still like almost over 90% protected.
Did I tell you the story how I got my shot?
Mm-mm.
My job, which I'm not going to describe here.
I know where it is.
They were setting up a thing to get us vaccinated.
Yeah.
And for like a month and a half, they just kept sending us emails to opt in. They were telling us, oh, you have to be less than 200 miles from a particular site.
Yeah.
And there was one in San Antonio. So I'm like, oh, I'll drive to San Antonio. I don't care. Make a day of it.
I have friends that drove San Antonio to get
But
their
for
shot.
like a month and a half, they're just sending us emails to opt in. I think I opted in 3 times.
Yeah.
So finally, I was listening to the morning show on 101X, and Jason Dick was telling about how he'd gotten or he was trying to get an appointment, with the HEB website.
Yes.
So one day at work, I'm in the office. I'm done with my stuff. I'm about to leave. I'm like, you know what? Let me just check the HEB site and see if I can get on here. Clicking around, I see spots open. I try to put in my name. It's gone before I can finish typing.
Right.
That happened like 4 or 5 times.
Right.
Then finally I see one. I put in my name. It lets me keep going.
Hey,
so I
nice.
go through, finish, put all my stuff in. I'm like, it's like 12:30 now. Oh, the appointment's in an hour. And north end of Round Rock.
Okay.
So I'm like,
all right.
Just grab my crap. I'm just going now.
Yeah, you don't live that far from me, and I'm in Northwest Austin.
Yeah. So I print out. I take my 1B letter. I take the printouts from HEB. I get up there, wait in line behind some Karen who doesn't have her insurance card.
Of course.
Yeah. So I finally get up to the front window. The girl's like, "Oh, okay." And she looks at, I'm like, "Oh, you weren't on the list for today." Like, yeah, I just got this appointment an hour ago. It's like, "Oh, you can't get the shot if you weren't on the list already." Bullshit. You were giving me the shot. So she talks to her pharmacy manager. He's like, "Well, he's on there. We're not going to turn him away." Like, you damn right.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten lunch yet either. So
yeah, I'd be
so I go get in line.
I had tried. So I had signed up. I signed up with Austin Public Health, which, God bless them, their system is somewhat jacked. So I went ahead and went with Williamson County, Hayes County, Bastrop County. Put my name and Williamson County was real easy. It was like, just give us your email address, we'll let you know. So I did it. A week later. In fact, I was sitting. Here's what I was sitting at Dustin Rhodes Wrestling School. We were getting ready to tape part of the showcase, and I get the alert. Oh, it's time for you to sign up for an appointment. Filled it out. I'm talking to one of the students, and we're talking about because we're going to do an interview and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I said, "Hold on a second, I got to sign up for my show." So I did it, and sure enough, go to Georgetown ISD Athletic Complex. Went through the line. Didn't even get out of my car. Boom.
Nice. You know,
and that's where I'm going tomorrow.
You know, they say if you just look at a map of your state, just go towards the reddest parts, and that's where you'll find the appointments.
Oh, I believe it.
As in political red.
I really thought that I could have found like a COVID vaccine in Nacogdoches when I was there because I saw them just set up on the road
and see that's
like set up on the side. Like,
you didn't just drive up and say, "Hey."
Again, probably could have, but I didn't want to get a reaction like 4 hours away. Or
then you got to get your second shot.
Yeah,
same place.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, you don't. No, you don't.
You don't.
You should.
No, you're supposed to, but you can get shot any provider across the state. Doesn't have to be in the home county. Second, wherever you get your first shot, you should get your second shot there, but you don't necessarily have to. So if you sign up with another provider to get your second shot, they're supposed to let you.
But you have to make sure that they give you the same kind.
Yeah.
So you can't go Pfizer then Moderna.
Can't mix them.
Yeah.
Now
It's
there
not
has
not like
been
drinks.
they haven't had any data to say whether that's or how bad that is.
Grow an extra
But
tail or
yes, the
something.
recommendation is you have to stick with the same maker.
My
Yeah.
voice deepened for some reason.
So
It's one of the side effects.
One of the side effects I would
and
have.
you can go up to 6 weeks
Later.
between your first
Yeah.
and second shot
Okay.
and still get the same protection.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I wanted to pose a question real quick because
What's stopping you?
oh, just wanted to make sure that I had the time to say this because we never did. But in case anybody's watching from Europe, has there ever been a wrestler who is also they call it football over there, so a footballer? Like, you know how we have
like we have NFL and Bronco Nagurski,
Like a celebrity wrestler.
No, I mean like a legit
Wahoo McDaniel, Ernie
okay.
Ladd.
No, I was thinking more like the Goon or like TL Hopper, and like why was that never a thing, or has it ever been attempted over there? Because the gimmick thing in the United States, you really saw it a lot in the early days.
So you mean a wrestler portraying
a
soccer
player?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like an actual
No,
like
I was gonna say,
not a legit athlete.
like somebody that's played in the NFL
No,
and then decided
not
to be
like
a
Ernie
wrestler.
Ladd or something.
I'm sure there's got to be some soccer goon that's become a wrestler. That's
Yeah, and
definitely
I was just like,
too
but
easy.
I've never seen it in the United States because it's not a gimmick that would probably work here. But
Remind me the next time I get Simon Miller.
But I'm
on.
Oh,
I'll
interested
ask
to
him.
know.
He'll
Yeah,
know.
has anybody tried it on the independent scene in the UK?
There has to have
You would
been.
think they have, but I've
Yeah.
never seen it garner any.
Or I may
any
try to get.
press.
I don't know. Y'all know who Will Gavin is? Will Gavin works for TalkSport in the UK. He's
cool.
He does a lot of wrestling stuff. He also does a lot of NFL stuff. So Will and I have been on Radio Row together with his crew. We were also at G1 Supercard together. There's a great picture of me standing outside MSG, and Will photobombs it. But Will would probably know as well. So
Okay.
So either him or Simon Miller. Next time I talk to Simon Miller,
I just
remind me. I'll ask him.
it just came to my mind today, and I was like, I've never heard of any wrestler trying to be a soccer
A
player.
successful.
Did anybody ever have any
Soccer
success
player
with
gimmick.
that gimmick?
You come to the ring with the shin guards and a ball,
Or
Yeah.
something, yeah.
little
Just
wind shorts.
back in the '90s, yeah, those Umbro
I,
shorts.
in fact, so Dustin and I have
Make a
always
great
talked.
gimmick for a lady.
Yeah.
We always talk. One of these days, they
Last
need
kicker.
to do a Red River rivalry match with him and Jake Hager.
That
Have
would work.
Dustin dressed out in Longhorn gear. Have Jake in OU gear,
Yeah,
and do a match.
that'd be good.
So, Jake Hager's a great guy, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
He's real nice. It was so fun. We were at it was the Garland AEW show, real quick, and I ran into Jake, and he and I were talking about Bellator. We're talking about Hawaii. Dustin walks by. Don't talk to him. He's a damn Sooner. I said, Dustin, just go teach something. So, I mean,
Yeah, teach him how to not be a Sooner.
Jake's a good guy. So, all right, we gotta get out of here. Again, thanks to everybody. If you joined us on Twitch or on Facebook or on YouTube, like we always do, hopefully back. Are you here next week?
I should be. I
Okay,
think.
next Tuesday.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so unless something changes, we go back to our normal schedule Tuesdays. Actually, I think we're preempted, or it's baseball next week, so we maybe should just do the podcast. So if it is, we'll figure it out. Anyway, we'll let you know when we come back on.
I meant to go to the game.
Until then, for Eddie Cross and Justin Simmons, I'm Stu Myrick. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you around. Happy WrestleMania week.